I would use the long ester trend, trend E, because CC my trend is what, 200 E. So about 400 to maybe at the most 600 a week.
600,
fuck
and you didn't
that.
get the crazy thoughts and like the
Oh,
crazy.
I got it all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you did get
rage
it.
and
Dude, yeah,
friggin'
yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Paradise Pump. And as you can see, we have a sign now. We've upgraded. That's right. We're stepping it up. Awesome sign made by Inked Out. Go check them out. They do great work. And yeah, let us know what you guys think about it. It's pretty cool.
I think
Anyway,
it's cool.
yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Well, it's it's us, it's me, Mark, it's Jed, Mel, and today we have one of the gym members and my social media guy, John.
What's going on? How's it going?
What up, John? So yeah, we're gonna be we're gonna be kind of covering a bunch of different topics today, random stuff. And John's a pretty opinionated guy. If you guys ever follow his stories,
please follow his
he
stories.
was really big in 2020 COVID. He had a lot of opinions. So
Some, for
if
sure.
you guys go back 4 years in some of his stuff, you might see some of his stuff in his car with his shirt off, complaining about all kinds of shit. But anyway, we're here. So what's up, man? What's going on?
Not much. Yeah, it's nice to be on, man. I've been seeing the past couple episodes, and yeah, every episode you guys seem to step it up. You got the mics now. I'm feeling you got the sign. Yeah, and I like the content. So
We've always had the
I'm here.
mics, but we've always had the mics.
Always had the mics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was the
My-
first thing
my
I got.
mistake. Yeah.
I made sure I got the mics. We had the mics, but we didn't really have anything else. But
Okay.
maybe one camera.
Well,
But
I like
but
the
now
setup.
we got it.
Yeah.
See. Anyway, so yeah, man. So I know you've competed in a few shows, right?
Yeah, I've done like 6 or 7 shows. I think I did like 5 Sean Rays and 2 Stingrays.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
And it's kind of just a hobby for you, right?
yeah, it's just a hobby. It's nothing I've been taking like too. I mean, obviously I take it seriously. You want to go all in, but it's not like my goal was to turn pro or something. I was just trying to bring the best package I could bring every time. So
Yeah.
Well, why don't you start with a little history about who you are, what was your background, and how you
Okay.
evolved into um bodybuilding from b-boying and stuff.
Okay,
Let's
well,
go.
yeah, for sure. Well, I grew up in Hawaii Kai, right up the road from Sandy Beach. So obviously I grew up bodyboarding. That was like my main thing. I don't compliment myself very often, but the one thing that I was good at in life was bodyboarding. So I was really good at bodyboarding. I did the HASA, the Hawaii Amateur Surf Association. I competed in that throughout my whole life. Then I kind of slowly, as I moved to San Francisco for a year after high school, I got into b-boying out there. And that's where I picked up b-boying. When I came back to Hawaii, I just kind of like didn't have the interest in surfing anymore. So started b-boying, was in a b-boy crew. We traveled around the country, traveled out to
Oh.
Japan.
Nice.
Yeah, we battled like at least like 2 or 3 times a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did that for like 15 years. The crew was
What was your favorite dance move, man?
my favorite dance move. Well, I really liked footwork and top rocking. So I like connecting with the music, and like, I mean, I feel like dancing is really good for the soul.
Mm.
So I like to bring that out with my style, I guess you could say. But yeah, I hurt my knee b-boying, and that's when I started bodybuilding. So yeah,
You like bees, huh?
bees, I know, right?
Bodyboarding, b-boying,
I know, right?
and bodybuilding.
I know,
Yeah,
for real, right?
that's funny. Yeah. So how many years did you do the b-boying for?
It was like 15 or
Really?
17 years of my
Oh,
life.
damn.
Yeah. So, I
So
mean,
how old were you when you started transitioning from the b-boying to actually like weightlifting and all of
Yeah.
that stuff? How old were you?
so like I was in my early 30s, I'd say. I don't really remember the exact age, but yeah, it was when I hurt my knee and I couldn't really dance too much anymore. It was just really sore. And out of the 9 people that were in my crew, I was the only person who didn't have knee surgery. So
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
yeah, so 8 people in my crew had knee surgery, and I was feeling like
From breakdancing.
from breaking. Yeah, so
Wow.
I feel like I was on the verge of like just going in that direction with my injury, so I just stopped. And then it kind of sucks when you go to a b-boy jam and you get smoked by like a 16-year-old kid and you're like 32. So it's like that doesn't make you feel good. So I was kind of like, people start calling you uncle and shit. So yeah, I was like, I gotta taper back.
You felt it was time to
It
move
was time.
on.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
time to wave the white flag, man. So yeah, I stopped b-boying and got into bodybuilding, and yeah, I probably did a lot of shit wrong for like the first couple years of the bodybuilding and training, but finally got with a coach, and then that's when everything started kind of clicking, I guess.
I gotta
Mm.
ask.
Yeah.
B-boying is kind of a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
How heavy were you when you kind of gave up the b-boying into bodybuilding? What was your starting bodybuilding weight?
Well, my starting bodybuilding weight when I stopped b-boying was about 174 pounds. Yeah, so I was a lot thinner than I am now. Right now, I'm like 225.
Oh, that's nice.
how
to
tall
know.
are you?
I'm 6 foot. Yeah, so I
Okay.
mean, a lot of weight has been gained. I don't even think I could probably handstand anymore, honestly. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You could do like shoulder rolls and all that stuff.
Yeah, I could do windmills. I could do
Windmills,
flares.
really? Wow,
Power wasn't
flares.
like my specialty. It was I had the basic foundational power, but
Okay.
I was more like footwork, dancing, connecting with the music. So that was kind of more my specialty with
You were the guy they kind of brought out at first to
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
footwork it,
They
right?
were
Warm
like,
it
yeah,
up.
like I was like,
And then
I hate to say it
yeah.
like this, but I was the wackest one in my crew, but I
Okay.
had really like good b-boys in my crew. Like the guys who were like in my crew were pretty much the guys who were like some of the pioneers of
Oh,
b-boying in Hawaii. It was like the third generation down from them.
okay.
So
Oh wow.
yeah, so they were really talented. They were doing it for a long time, even before I was, like since they were like
Hey
5
man,
or
at least
6.
you're in the crew,
Yeah, for
At least you
sure.
got
So
in there.
I was that guy they'd send out first and be like, John, go get him.
Just
Like,
warm it
start
up. Warm it up. Yeah,
Exactly.
warm it up,
Yeah,
and
get
then
him
we'll
hyped,
bust
dude.
out the big guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
save the best for last. So I was that dude they'd send out first. Yeah, but yeah, Red Eye
Sick.
Jedi's was the crew. That was the
Oh.
B-boy crew. Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't even watch Star Wars, but we called it that. So
And that was out of San Fran or Cali. Where did you say?
so half of our crew is from here, and half of our other crew is from like Seattle, San
Oh, okay.
Francisco, Oregon. Yeah, so we were the one crew in Hawaii. I mean, anybody who's b-boyed in Hawaii knows that the Filipinos, they hold it down. You know what I'm saying?
Filipinos.
Yeah, for sure. So I was like the one random like 6 foot tall white dude in the b-boy cipher. So yeah, I'd be getting called names, like white boy, Howley, stupid Howley, but I
Cracker.
just kept going. Yeah, exactly that kind of stuff, but yeah, the Filipinos, they hold the b-boy scene down here in Hawaii, I'd say for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. They wanted diversity in their group, so
Yeah, we're all about diversity, right? Right nowadays.
They put the one guy.
It's all
They
about
put the
diversity.
DEI. Yeah,
Send
we
the
got
token Howley boy out
I
first.
know, right? Exactly, right.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And then so I know I've seen you at a lot of your shows, and you were doing men's physique, right?
Yeah, men's physique. That's kind of like the category I feel that fit my physique best. Yeah. So yeah, bodybuilding is a little like yeah, I started late. Like I said, I came from b-boying, so I was like breakdancing and doing graffiti till I was like in my early 30s. So like I didn't have that foundation of like, I grew up playing football for Hawaii Kai Dolphins, and like I was lifting weights in high school, and like, I played football in high school. Like I came from like a very artist, like b-boy dance oriented background,
I see.
skateboarding, surfing type stuff. So like yeah, it was a big switch over to bodybuilding. But the one thing that I remember that caught my eye about bodybuilding, and I was just like, once I heard Arnold describe it as an art form, and like we're like artists chiseling away at our body, that's when it really clicked for me, because I was like an artist, and I did a lot of graffiti art and stuff, and I was like, man, this is art, dude. Like, you know what I mean? So like
Certainly.
that's what made me get into the bodybuilding even more so. So yeah,
That's
the art
awesome.
side of it. Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
Bodybuilding.
Building. Yes.
Bodybuilding
Body
is an
sculpting
art.
and building. Yes.
Yes.
You were actually on a clip of one of the Generation Iron movies.
I am actually on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was watching a while back, and it's like, where did you guys go to compete? But they had the stage like in a showroom or something. You guys are walking up on
Yeah.
stage, and you get a quick clip of you on
So
stage.
it was actually me and my friend Kenny, who was
Yeah.
on the podcast previously. It was a quick clip of us, and it was what was it about? It was like something about like abusing steroids.
Oh, was it
And then,
Paradise
like,
Cup?
No. This
it
was one of the
called
bigger national shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bigorexia. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right when they were talking about how people have mental issues about bigorexia, like they showed me and Kenny on stage.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, like that's kind of whack, dude. Like I remember signing that little paper at the show, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna make a documentary. And then it was
They
like,
put you
when
guys.
you have mental illness, and it's like bigorexia, and it's like me and Kenny on stage. I was like, dude, we're not even the biggest ones there at first.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that was at the Modern Hotel, and that was the first Sean Ray.
oh yeah,
Remember that
yeah.
one?
Oh,
that
that's where it was at.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that's what I said. It was Sean Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Sean Ray.
All right.
The first
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah, the
Mhm.
modern. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yep. That was the
That was one where the
first.
bikini finished at
Wow,
like
I remember
2
that.
a.m. or something. Yeah,
Oh
it's
no,
crazy.
yeah, I remember. I was there.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It
The
was
backstage went all the way outside to the restaurant.
Mhm.
And outside was a mess.
Yeah.
Everybody's tans were
Yeah,
all
we
over
had
the
spray
walls and
tans
Oh,
shit.
it was
all over everything.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was working the door for a little bit. Like, I just was there. Sean's like, "Hey, Mark. Hey, man, can you can you watch the door? And I was like, what? Like, and I was like, there for like an hour or something. I don't know, an hour or 2 hours. Just like ran. I was like, this is weird. Like working at the door. Like it was. Yeah, he was so unorganized that first
Yeah,
one.
no, I was.
It was
I remember doing the
crazy.
check-ins. Like the check-ins took like 4 hours. I was like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I should have brought a meal to this. Like I was tripping. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was the first one, so
It was,
whatever.
yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
setup
yeah.
now is not bad.
Yeah,
So
no,
at the
for sure.
convention center,
They
I
got it
like
down.
it.
Yeah.
That's honestly probably the biggest show every year.
It
in
is.
Hawaii.
It
So, I
It
mean,
is
if
the
you're
biggest show.
if you want to test yourself, like I mean, I like the Stingray too, but the Stingray and the Sean Ray, those are the two biggest shows I feel in Hawaii right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And if you're
Absolutely.
going to compete and you want to compete against 10 people in a division and not just two, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to go to the Sean Ray or the Stingray straight up. So,
I think as far as the Sean Ray, as far as it being like the biggest show, he's also got the biggest stage.
yeah.
So I mean, if you think us Stingray stage is intimidating in front of all of the hundreds of people watching you in
Yeah.
your whatever you're wearing, try stepping on Sean Ray's stage. That's
Yes,
intimidating.
It was, yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
but
It
if
is.
you gotta love it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh heck yeah, this stage is awesome. I love it, and you want more.
And that's why I
Yeah.
was tripping out because I've only done like my first 5 shows was Sean Ray's, you know. So I just did the biggest show of the year every year starting off. So I didn't ever do like say I'm not trying to say other shows are small or anything, but like the Aloha Muscle or the Akaika, where there's sometimes you get like one guy in your division in
It
your
just-
first place, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It-
I always went up against like 10, 12, 17 guys in my height class,
That's
you know what I
cool.
mean? So it's like
But you want competition when
Yeah,
you compete. You want to know
exactly.
you can be sized up against the best.
for sure. Yeah.
Did you win any shows?
I won. This was the first overall I won, and I won it in the Masters, the old guys division. But like I said, I started from
Which one was it?
this Masters
Stingray.
Stingray.
The Stingray. Yeah, okay. So you won that, the Masters.
Yeah, the
Stingray.
Masters. I've come in like I've qualified for nationals before, but I've just never felt like I was like ready for nationals. You know, like it's a lot of money to spend. You got to go get a hotel. You got to fly over there. I'm like, I really got to bring my shit up before I start going on that national stage. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I never really flew out there. But I mean, hey, if you want to test yourself, that's another way to do it too.
Absolutely.
You know?
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure, man.
Yeah.
You brought up a good point from that Stingray show. We spoke a little bit backstage, you and I, and standing in line for your photos and such.
Yeah.
And then you made a little excerpt on Instagram talking about bodybuilding as a culture. You're not just doing it for a price. So tell us your
Yeah.
perspective in regards to how passionate you feel about this bodybuilding culture, which a lot of people just miss.
Yeah, see, like when I start things, say even like graffiti or b-boying, bodybuilding, you know what I mean? I like to dive in deep and learn about the history. You know what I mean? I'm just that type of person. History was my favorite course in class in high school. You know what I mean? So it's like I like to know the history of things. So when I started diving into like watching Pumping Iron and even before that, like like sideshow circus guys that were bodybuilders back in the day, like
Oh yeah.
all that stuff, I was like, wow, man. And like we have our own lingo. There's like, you know what I mean? Like our own art form, which is the posing. So I mean, this whole gym culture and bodybuilding culture really is a culture, you know, it's like and that's why I did it, just because I loved the culture and participating in it. I never really did it for the accolades. I mean, if you're competing in a local show, the best you're gonna get is a high five and a trophy. You know what I'm saying? So you're investing thousands of dollars into every show, you know. So anybody who even does a show, like it shows dedication to the culture, I feel, you know what I mean? Because yeah, it's definitely a culture, you know, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
In itself, at this gym, I really feel like the energy, the people, everything, it is its own subculture in itself compared to like outside gyms. I mean,
Yeah,
over
definitely.
here, everybody's your friend. They help you with spotting, with posing, with whatever, and
Definitely.
that's what I really like and appreciate about this gym. Do you find it the same as well for you? I mean, building brotherhoods and sisterhoods and such.
Yeah, I would say like definitely my probably the best training partners I've ever had. I've only been doing this for maybe 8 years now, I'd say. But yeah, I've been at this gym. Like my friend Kenny, my friend Tim, Maurice, even Chad Owens. I mean, man, I didn't even play football back in the day, you know what I mean? But that name Chad Owens, like you hear it, you're like, oh, that's the UH football player guy. So I remember when people would see my videos too, even on Instagram, they'd be like, "Oh, you train with the UH football player guy?" I'm like,
It's the UH
"Yeah,
player.
man, I'm on that level, dog."
It's on that level, dog.
But it's like, no, but like, yeah, some of the best training partners I've had here, like, yeah, where I met
That's
here at
cool.
this gym, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Because you live in Hawaii Kai. You drive all the way from Hawaii
Yeah.
Kai all the way to Kalihi just to train in this
Yeah, I
gym.
drive past like 5 gyms to get to this gym. So yeah, I really appreciate this gym for the equipment that it has, for the culture that it has. And if you really like are into like machines. Like Mark, he's got like Cybex, he's got Arsenal, he's got Lifestyle Fitness, he's got Hammer Strength. He's got like every brand like since probably like the early 90s.
Yeah,
You know,
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
in this gym, you know what I mean? So like what other gym on the island can you go to where you have a collection of machines like that? That's the culture.
Mhm.
Like he's into
Yeah.
collecting these machines, you know what I mean? It's not just like some to somebody it might just be a random machine, but
Yeah.
like dude, like this machine is from like the 90s and he refurbished it and made it good again and we're using it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and that, that's the thing is I know that a lot of people, that's part of the reason why they come here is, I mean, obviously the vibe, but also the equipment, right?
yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And people will actually drive. The ones that I've always said this, the people that are serious, are really serious about training, they'll actually drive out here. They'll
Yeah.
drive to my gym, even though there's a gym right next to their house. They'll come
Yeah,
here.
for sure. Yeah.
And but then I have a lot of people, and it happens every month, like every other month. Somebody signs up, they come in, they're not bodybuilders, maybe they're just looking for a place to work out. They'll be here for like 2 months and then they'll just quit.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. And I think a big part of it is because they don't understand the value of this equipment,
For sure.
and they're just looking at it like, oh, I just need a place to work out at.
Yeah.
And then they don't get it. I
Yeah.
think honestly, a lot of people don't get it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to tell me that. You know what I mean? It's usually, oh, yeah, my hours change at work, or oh, I'm moving to a different part of town, or a lot of times it's that. But I know it's probably just because they're just like, oh, it's not convenient, and they just don't see the value in it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because nobody's ever told me that.
Yeah.
It's not convenient, and I don't see the value in your equipment. I've never had anybody. I've had people tell me it wasn't convenient,
Yeah.
but nobody's ever told me it's not convenient. It's just not worth it for me.
That'd be the
Like
most
they've
honest person.
never told me that. Yeah, they never told me that, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. But not everybody understands the value of it, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
why.
for
So
sure.
you can go to another gym that has basic stuff and just use it. And you know what? The thing of the reality is, I feel like, hey, you can work out at any gym and make it happen.
Yeah.
But if you have the option to find a place that does have really good equipment,
Yeah.
like why wouldn't you go there, right?
Exactly.
But
That's the thing with this gym too. I feel like it's obviously like according to the sign too, the bodybuilding mecca of the islands. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But everybody's welcome. I mean, I don't only see bodybuilders that are big and shredded in
Mhm.
here. I see like old women trying to get in shape. They just had 2 kids, trying to
Yeah.
get back to it. You know what I mean? Like, I just see like yeah, a bunch of different people in here. So it's not even just bodybuilders, but the foundation of it, I feel, is like a hardcore bodybuilding gym,
Yeah,
and that's what I
yeah.
appreciate as a competitor. Brings out the best in you. You're going to be surrounded by the best. Chris Knox is what nationals right
Yeah,
now.
he's
Probably getting his pro card.
Helps
Yeah,
so.
we
you
got
know?
one Hawaii
Yeah.
winner so far
He
in
won.
classic. No,
Oh,
let me see. Carlos,
Carlos.
the
Carlos.
small
Oh, the guy that did the
classic.
Stingray.
Yeah, he just won
Oh,
his
wow.
pro card.
Wow.
Dude, that guy was
Yeah.
big, dude. Like I was tripping backstage. I was like, dude, how is
Yeah.
anybody here going to beat him right now? Like,
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
one. Yeah, he just won Stingray over. Now he's pro. Yeah. Well, I saw he was gonna do it.
How'd
He
Chris
looked
do?
good, yeah.
Anybody know?
Oh, we don't know
I
yet.
think
We don't know
they're
yet.
still on men right now.
Yeah.
But for those people who are watching us for the first time, come down to my gym, Paradise Pump, and check it out. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually Iron Hawaiian Fitness. I don't think we've even said the name today, but
No, we did.
the gym is called Iron Hawaiian Fitness, and that's what we're actually talking about. It's not Paradise Pump Gym, but that could be a gym, actually.
Yeah.
It
Actually, it
It's
sounds
cool-
like
it's
a
cool
could
name.
be a gym.
That's
Maybe
that's a
somebody's
nice ring
probably
to
going
it.
to take that and turn it into a gym and be like,
Right.
I made that up. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
And
Who
steal your
knows?
logo
I know.
too, like
still
some
not
other
do
people.
the whole thing like some other people. Who are we talking
We're
about?
not. I'm not going to mention names,
I don't know.
but I
I
heard
know.
he's starting his membership private now, so that if
Oh,
you
really?
guys know, yeah,
Interesting.
that's
Hey,
just not
whatever.
the logo.
Hey, man. Whatever. Like
What?
I'm not even upset, huh?
Who's private membership?
He's changing to private membership now.
Oh,
I mean, he's cool. We've always been cool, and I just think it's funny though, like because you can take, you take a logo and then you just change a one or two little things, but it's basically the same thing. It's like,
Yeah. The
you
energy is
know,
still
That
the
looks
same.
awfully
it's like, wait a
familiar.
minute, like, yeah, what are you doing? But hey, whatever. I mean, do what you got to do, man.
Some
It's all
people are just
good,
unoriginal. They
Not
like,
to shift gears, but also too, John, don't you do a lot of Mark's media for IHF?
I do. It
Yeah.
used to be me and Jody. I just make reels, and I only do them in the way that I can possibly do them. It's to me, it's like art.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like it is what it is, and like if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. but I try and cater it towards the theme of the gym, and I try to get all the members involved, as many as I know. But it's kind of a little awkward sometimes, like
Yeah.
people I don't know. That's why, if you want to be on it, just let me know and I'll film you. But for me, I feel awkward sometimes walking up to people that I don't know and be like, "Hey, bro, can I film you, dude?" Like, I'm like the creepy guy. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
especially
you do a
chicks.
good job though, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, I like your videos.
Yeah, because Jody was on her for a bit, and unfortunately he just wasn't doing anything. So, Jody, hey Jody, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, like this guy, I love this guy to death, but then he promises a lot, delivers very little. So yeah, I'm calling you out, bro. So then John obviously
Thank you,
was
John.
willing to step up and do it. And I mean, it's been great. And it's funny because when you have somebody super talented like Jody, who could actually do a great job
Jody
too.
is really talented at editing videos. for
Yeah.
sure, and creating videos.
It's just he just doesn't do it. So unfortunately, he just does other things. And I was like, wow, man, because we have a lot of content. If you look back
Yeah.
years, especially before COVID, we did a lot of content together and some cool stuff. We had some cool videos that I did with
Yeah.
Jody.
I remember seeing the tricep
Yeah.
one. You told us not to. You're like,
Oh
why
yeah,
does everybody always put the tricep extension? Like you put it all the way at the top, and you
Yeah.
gotta grab it from here, and
Right.
just put it here, man. Like that one, like was so like simple and straight to the point. I
that was
love
a
that.
that was a mind blower. Yeah, people
Yeah,
were
it
like,
is.
wait, you're like, oh yeah,
everybody always does go all the way to the top, and then yanks it all the way down.
You know
like,
which other favorite is my video favorite of his
Yeah.
about people putting away their weights
Oh,
and the
yeah.
proper way
Mm.
to rack and
Yeah.
unrack them
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one take on
Gym
the fly,
etiquette,
too.
guys.
that
Get a
was
clue. Yeah,
a
that
quick.
was
We
a
just
good
kind of
one.
jumped in on
Yeah.
that. We did 2 videos on that one, I think.
Yeah, we
And then
did.
we were gonna do 3, and then I was kind of over it.
Yeah.
But we did 2. Yeah, that was a quick like let's
Yeah.
do this.
You were on one, and you it just happened, and
Yeah.
you were like, "Fuck this! I'm talking about
Let's
this shit
go.
right
Yeah.
now." Like, I
Yeah.
was just like, "Let's get it on camera." And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Re-rack your
Yeah.
fucking
I
weights.
definitely. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, Mark's super chill," and I think I am. I'm really chill. I don't get mad that much, but I definitely get unhinged when you don't put the weights back. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's just one of those things. Like, I feel like, man, everybody's adults. Everybody knows. And I mean, I don't know. I get it. Sometimes you forget, So okay, that can happen. But I mean, sometimes people will like leave 3 plates on each side. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you didn't forget. Like,
I've honestly definitely been on Gym Mysteries a couple times myself. So
yeah. Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
do
Gym
it a lot.
mysteries.
Gym mysteries.
Yeah.
I used to do it a
Yep.
lot. I used to
Yeah.
do those a lot.
Those
Yeah.
are good videos.
The gym mysteries are funny. I don't think people know because a lot of times I would film the gym mystery. I would be so mad, and then I would have to do a second take. So I'd film it myself, and I'd be like, and I'd be swearing this motherfucker, and then I would watch it, and I'd be like, oh, that's bad, and then I'd do whatever, and I'd be calm.
Down.
I'd be like, hey, gym mysteries. So today, and I would be like, and I'd change it. So a lot of times those are second takes, just so you know,
That's awesome.
because I was pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what separates this gym, I feel, from other gyms. Is like, that's part of the culture. The bodybuilding culture, re-racking your weights.
Yeah.
You might think Mark's being anal and being a dick, but he's actually just trying to help everybody out so they have weights available to them in the proper place when they need them. Because we've all gone to 24-hour fitness
Oh.
and seen the dumbbell rack from
Mm.
5 pounds to
Yeah.
40 pounds, and you're looking around, you're like, where is it? Like, it's not even on the rack.
They
or
don't even
anywhere.
rack the 45s. They
Dude.
just stack them on sides of the machines on the
mismatched.
floor.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
ridiculous.
Like, it's crazy. And like I don't know if people steal them or if they're just
Oh no, I think some people do steal some of the smaller weights.
yeah.
Some of the 10s and stuff. I'm sure people put those in their
Guaranteed.
bags. I mean, that's why those big gyms have the rule with the bags and stuff on the
Yeah,
floor.
that makes sense.
Because some people do. I mean, that's crazy in there what people do in there. Yeah. I used to train at 24 Hour Fitness, Kapiolani and Kaneohe back in the day. And yeah, I mean, I feel like it was a better gym back then because they did have better equipment because it used to be a Gold's Gym back in the day. So they still had a lot of the equipment there. But I know now they revamped it a lot and it's just nothing like it was. So
They've got that
Um,
stupid ass hoist shit that like
Yeah.
moves when you work in it.
the
so you-
rocket line.
So you
Yeah.
just think you're
Person.
being really cool and you're not doing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could max out the stack really easy. And it's just
Well, you know what's funny about that? So that's originally was called the rocket line.
Rocket
Yeah.
line.
It was called the rocket line, yes, originally. And then they would use those. So if you look like Diamond Head, right? They have them outside there as it's a
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
body
exercise-
weight.
Yeah.
That's what it was kind of made for originally, okay? And then I think Precor bought it.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot with it, and then sold it to Hoist. and then Hoist took it, and then Hoist added the weight stacks on it. It's some machine trivia, guys.
It's
So,
ridiculous.
yeah, but yeah, so that now Hoist took it. And you know those machines. The thing is, I think the big seller with those things, and it's brilliant marketing, is you get that machine. It makes people think, especially a lot of people that don't want to work out, makes them think that they're working out, right? And it makes them feel like having a gym working out, but they're not really working out that hard. But it makes them feel that they're working out.
They're moving.
They're moving, yes,
Or
and it's
they
kind
could
of
move their body
well, but
weight.
it's kind of fun, right? You're like, hey, this is kind of like, I don't know. I jump on the thing, I'm like, it's kind of cool. Like, hey, I'm not doing a lot, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of people that don't know how to work out. They get on those machines and they're like, this is cool. Yeah, I got a workout in. I did the hoist machines. You know, they don't know, and then they're like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
24-hour fitness. Look at what they did.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
they outfitted all their gyms with those machines.
Yeah, they did.
So did
definitely.
UFC.
Brilliant.
Oh,
UFC
really?
did it too?
Yeah,
UFC.
UFC got
Nice.
got a lot of that shit too, and they're always broken too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of moving parts. Well, speaking of gyms, I wanted to actually talk about some gyms today,
Okay.
just to like, so the island scene.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you, see what gyms you've been to on the island, because there's going to be commercial gyms on the island, right? And then there's privately owned gyms. There's
Yeah, for
locally
sure.
owned gyms.
Definitely.
So, I mean, we can go down the list,
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know everybody at the gyms, and it's cool. Everybody's got their thing. So, I mean, we'll start with commercial, right? So we'll go what 24-hour fitness.
24-hour fitness. Yeah.
You got UFC. Okay. Powerhouse. Powerhouse would be considered the commercial, right?
They're
Fitness.
franchise.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
franchise. Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
I always forget Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I forget
I
they're here.
forget about
always forget it.
We
but
should forget about them.
Yeah, they completely like destroy the fitness
Ridiculous.
industry. Anyway,
Anytime Fitness.
anytime. Yes,
Anytime.
there we go.
Anytime.
Anytime. That's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah,
I think those are the big franchise commercial ones, right? The 5.
I would
Yep.
say so. Yeah.
Okay, now locally owned gyms. What do we got? We got
IHF.
Iron Hawaiian Fitness, Flex Fitness right down the road, GY,
GY.
GY Fitness. I know Egan Inouye has this gym now.
Yeah.
Egan's gym or Egan's Fitness, something like that.
So it's kind of like Oahu area.
Yeah, because he does like a boot camp, but then he actually built a gym in there
Yeah.
now. So yeah, so he has kind of both. It's actually pretty nice.
And Ikaika Fitness Factory.
And Ikaika Fitness Factory,
Fitness
yes.
Factory,
Yes.
Is that the 5? Wait, isn't there another gym?
That's
Oh
what-
no, there's that powerlifting gym.
Mana.
Mana.
Right over
Well,
here.
no, Mana, but what's the other one down in
Oh, by
down in
Kaka'ako.
Kaka'ako? What is
Yes,
that
I forget
place?
what it's called, but
Ah,
it's
it's
a
a-
Panetta equipment. in
yeah, I
there.
forget the
Yeah,
name,
it
man.
just
Oh,
opened
I'm
up a
drawing a
little
blank.
bit
I
ago.
never been there. They're kind of powerlifting.
Yeah.
They're
Right
more
by my church that I go
powerlifting.
to. So on Sundays, I always see everybody going in there. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a bunch of younger kids. So I
Yeah.
feel like they
Okay.
marketed themselves.
Where's it
really
at?
well. Kind of
Right across the street from like Fisher Hawaii.
Yeah, right there.
Right across the street.
So
Right down there
how
in the
close,
warehouse.
how close to
Designer
church?
Right by Whole
Like
Foods.
right
Not Whole
on
Foods.
the other
but-
side of the
On
building.
the other side. Okay.
Yeah, the backside.
All right. I know where it's
Those are, I think that's it, huh? So out of these gyms, so like, okay, what gyms have you gone to out of all those gyms?
I've been to Powerhouse, I think twice. Ikaika Fitness Factory a handful of times. I used to train at Flex Fitness. Shout out to Debbie and Chris, really cool people. I used to train over there, but then I just started coming here because all my friends came here. Like I was training by myself over there. I
Mm.
trained with Jason Choi over there, but then Jason Choi
Jason's got his
moved,
own gym.
and then all my friends were here, so I didn't want to just work out by myself, So
What do you think about Flex Fitness, man?
Flex Fitness, I like it. You know what I mean? I really like Debbie and Chris. They're cool. When I had my pre-workout, they were letting me sell it there too, so that was really nice of them. He's got a long history in the sport of
Oh, yeah,
bodybuilding in Hawaii for sure. I mean, I see
Yeah.
old pictures of him, so definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's been around.
The equipment is that Real Leader brand.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say anything bad about that brand at all because I know a lot of other gyms have that brand too. But I feel like just me being a taller person, it's not because I'm so big. It's just because I'm tall. Like sometimes my elbows would rub on certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like some of the equipment was a little compact.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, not bad. It's a cool gym. Definitely, I'm always parking and fucking.
Yeah, it's a smaller.
Yeah, it's
I
a
guess they
smaller-
call it a boutique.
Yeah.
I like how they're
Exactly.
buying more sections of the area and expanding it. Like they got some stuff outside. I
Yeah.
know they get the
Yeah.
space across the way too.
Yeah.
Started, yeah.
See, I only was there when they had that one space and one space outside. The one
Yeah.
across the way came like after I already
Okay.
stopped working out there. But yeah, Ikaika Fitness Factory. I've been there before. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
the selection of equipment wasn't definitely as big as Iron Hawaiian Fitness. I mean, there's so many machines. When you just walk in here, there's just like you
Yeah, I
can't
don't
even
think-
focus on one
I
thing.
think I
There's
have
so
the
many.
most. I think I have the most versatile equipment.
See, I wonder if do you know the number of machines you have here? No,
Yeah,
You
offhand?
should.
yeah.
How-
About. Well, it
what's
changes
it?
sometimes. it's like about like 110, something like that. something like
That's
that.
insane. See what I mean? So it's like when I went to like the fitness factory, I felt like there was almost not enough equipment there for me to do certain types of things. Um, Powerhouse, I went there a long time ago, and I can't say recently, but I remember when I went there, a lot of the things were broken, you know.
Mm.
So that was the only downside to that, and I didn't know anybody there, so
That building, that building is actually kind of a cool building. Like
it is.
Yeah.
I think the waterfront thing, the setup in there,
Yeah, how you
like
walk up the stairs.
yeah, like I worked out there for a little while before I started this, and yeah, that building was actually I always thought that was kind of a cool building. Yeah, I feel like the thing, and I haven't really trained there for years, but from what people tell me, it's just like they don't upgrade their machines that much. So the equipment's good. I know they have a great dumbbell section. I remember that.
Yeah, they-
24-hour fitness. Is that what it was?
He knows. He's
Yeah,
worked
I
there.
worked there for 6 years.
Oh, crazy.
He knows.
And what you said, when they finally cut down all that grass in the back, and you
Yeah.
can actually see like the Missouri and see the Arizona
it's
stuff,
kinda nice.
the view
Yeah.
is amazing out the back.
Yeah.
They have plenty of everything, but instead of the hammer strength, they got that Life Fitness version. 'Cause Life
The
Fitness has
generic-
their,
well, it's
and-
the upgraded version of the hammer, but it's
Yeah.
different.
but they're not bad. It's
Yeah.
just some of the angles of them just aren't right.
Mm.
And I'm biased because I'm old school, so I say I'm a hammer strength because
Well,
I
Well,
grew
Life
up-
Fitness
Hammer
bought
strength is
hammer
perfect.
strength.
Yeah,
right?
that's why they have those, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they're not bad. I used them for years. Did really good with them, but I prefer hammer strength just
Yeah.
because I grew up around that stuff. That and like when the blue Nautilus machine you had, like the gym
Oh,
the
yeah.
gym I grew up in, a little health and fitness back home. That's all they had. They had all.
Yeah.
of it.
That's
So
great.
like I like seeing that old stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Powerhouse, man, they've got a lot of stuff there.
They
Yeah,
do. They do. Yeah, like that's it, man. That's like I said, that building. I like the building. I like the
Yeah.
setup, the building. It just
plenty of parking.
it'd be cool to switch it up a little bit in there, but hey,
Yeah.
they got all kinds of stuff going
I
on.
think he's bought some new stuff in there recently, like with
I haven't been in there
Power
for a
X
while,
and
so I
stuff.
can't
Yeah,
even say
yeah.
what's in there. I mean, from when I was there, I know, but
A lot of those Life Fitness cable machines, and you've got some here too. One thing I really
Free
liked about
motion.
those, the free motion,
Yeah.
the one thing I really liked about those is you can take one and do like 4 or 5 different things
Yeah,
with it. If you're
yeah.
just a little crafty and think outside the box,
Yeah,
you
you
can do a
can.
lot of stuff on one machine. So,
Mhm.
and they have a
can.
lot of those in there.
Yeah, so
Hammer strength though, I like those machines too because it's like when you just look at them, just the way that they designed them, it just looks cool. There's like very minimal. It's just
Mhm.
what you need, the little bars. And,
Those
there's no
things-
big pieces of plastic and stuff, So
That's why
I
it
like
lasts
that
so long.
minimalistic
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
Yeah.
those machines, I mean, they will survive a nuclear attack. No, like seriously, no, like really. I mean, the pads won't melt off. The rubber grips will be gone, but the machine will
The
still
shell
be there.
will be there.
Like it's crazy because I've gotten some pieces from I don't know. I think they were sitting outside for like 15, 20 years, and the thing was gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like one of my pieces are hard to find. And I was like, I'm getting this anyway. And I bought it and it was just annihilated. And I literally sanded it all down, painted it, got brand new pads, everything, kept the original bearings on there, didn't even do nothing to them. And the thing feels brand new. And it looks like you're like, oh, what is this? The newer machine? I'm like, no, that thing is from like 1990. Like,
Crazy.
yeah. And there was, there was a couple pieces that you couldn't find. You can't find.
Yeah.
There was actually 2 of them that it's just hard to find. So I was like, oh, I'm getting these machines.
And see, this is what separates other gym owners from Mark. Like he's into this shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm not saying, I don't know, maybe other gym owners are. I shouldn't say that. But you know what I mean? But Mark's really into this shit, as you can tell. When he talks about it, he's very knowledgeable. Like even what were we talking about? Where Hoist got
Hoist
bought out?
got bought,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, who
yeah.
would have known that? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
I
I just
mean-
found that out right now.
Yeah, I love the history of the equipment and bodybuilding and just how it started, with the Nollis and I think because like Nollis is one of the originators, they're kind of one of the originators of the whole cam system and they were using chains back in the day. And
Yeah.
I mean,
chain-driven
it's
stuff
very,
like that, yeah.
very innovative. Yeah. I mean, pretty amazing stuff that he was doing.
And because it was chains, the probabilities of it breaking was less
Oh,
likely,
it would
unlike
never
how
break.
a lot of the cables are now.
Yeah, it would never
Like the
break.
way that
Yeah,
people
cable
slam
machines are
waves,
always,
it's
yeah,
freaking
breaking.
I mean, the
breaking
thing
and-
about the chains, it was like the 70s, right? When
Yeah.
you started, you put your finger in there, it might be a problem. So I think that's probably what happened over the years. They kind of changed
That's
it.
why the big plastic pieces.
Well, that's why
were
all the
over,
big plastic pieces in the
Yeah.
90s, they came out and they had all plastic pieces. And then Now, if you look at their machines now, Knowledge still makes machines, but it's all cable because it's it's more of a liability issue, right?
Yeah.
And it's cheaper to go with the cable than it is to the chain. But the chain's so much cooler. I mean,
Yeah, for
Wasn't
sure, definitely. And
wasn't the
it's
cam
smooth, too.
invented like just keep constant tension through the range of motion? Like there was some kind
yeah,
of patent. To the
yeah,
cam that
that's
they
what it
had.
was for. That's why it was the Nautilus, right? Because it
Yeah.
was
Yeah, like the
shaped like the
Nautilus shell.
Nautilus.
Yep.
Yeah,
The shell.
Like cam.
yeah. So pretty cool, pretty innovative stuff.
When you're talking about bodybuilding culture, like what we're talking about right now, this is it. This is
Yeah.
this is the culture. You know what I'm saying? So even little topics like that,
Know your
machines,
history.
yeah, know your history,
Yeah.
son.
Son.
It's like what was Prime? It was Strive, right? Before it became
Prime
Prime.
was Strive, yeah.
Because I went to that
Yeah.
Kissimmee Muscle Gym in Florida, and they had
Mhm.
Strive.
And it's almost,
And it's the
it's
same.
almost the same. Prime just kind of changed the colors a little bit. And most of it's the same pretty much. I mean, they updated a couple things, I think, but I think they just took that patent. I'm not sure exactly how it went, but they just kind of basically bought it out and then
Change the colors.
changed
and-
their colors, put the name on it, Prime, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
it researched,
Yeah.
with the social media and everything, it kind of really popped and blew it up, and it was like, oh, what's this machine? But it's Strive basically from like the 90s.
You know, that leg extension you got, the Prime one, I wasn't a fan of it until I actually
Yeah.
got in and fucked with it and realized
Yeah.
how to set it up. And now it's awesome.
Oh, it's great.
If you just learn how to set it up right, because
Well,
I
it-
actually took time.
It's good with
Did it.
because if you
It's a
have
learning curve.
issues,
Yeah.
if you have issues with your knees, right, you can
Yeah.
really load that weight on the top,
Yeah, yeah.
and so your starting point, it's real light, easy on your knees, and then you can get that.
You can get a better
tension on the
stretch
top.
too.
Yeah.
You can get a
Oh
better
yeah, you
stretch
can get
on
a
that one.
full stretch,
the
way
way
better
back,
than the other
yeah.
ones.
Oh,
You can go all the way back.
Absolutely.
See, that's why I got that machine. So
That one's a good one.
that was a big one because I already had 2 extensions, and I was like, do I need a third? And then I was like, man, I need that Prime though. I was like, I really, I know, if I had more space, everyone knows this. If I had another warehouse like this, it would be filled. Like, let's just be honest.
For sure. There's
and I
machines
would
downstairs
find-
in
You
the
still got
parking
two
lot right now.
downstairs.
I know I still got, and I'm bringing them up.
that he
I'm
wanted
bringing-
to have just because he never had them before. He's showing to him. He's like, oh, I've always
tricep
wanted
one?
one of these.
No,
And
it
they're
was
sitting down-
the
sitting on
Body
fucking-
Master tricep extension.
Yeah.
And that machine is like big. A lot of the collectors consider it the holy grail of tricep machines.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting it. And I got it. And then I blew out my Achilles tendon that same day.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was one of
Yeah.
those things. I blew it out the same day I was getting it. And I was like, maybe this is a sign. But I was like, nope, I'm going to keep getting machines.
So what was the brand of that the tricep extension again?
Body
You said?
Masters.
Body Masters, and that is people call that the holy grail.
Yeah, they do.
That's awesome.
I mean, a lot of
See, I'm learning.
It looks
lot
I'm going
of
to school
well,
right
there's
now.
there's a culture. And it's funny because a lot of the guys that I wouldn't even say they're bodybuilders. There's a culture of guys that collect machines and they know
That
all
do
the
know.
machines. They know if you go on Instagram, you'll see there's different ones. These guys, they have this one dude, I forget his name, but he
Yeah,
has a
Beach.
crazy. Oh no, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, that guy.
Mason is his name.
Yes.
But there's a guy in Georgia or something. There's a couple, but this one guy he built a warehouse in his backyard.
Is it Madhouse Gym? Is that the
No,
name
it's
of
not
it?
Madhouse.
Okay.
No, Madhouse is crazy.
He's
That's
got
a real
all-
gym.
He's got like Gen
And
1
he's got
Nautilus
2
shit.
warehouses. That guy,
Yeah.
I think is the biggest collector.
They got
But there's some
museums
other
and
dude who has a
Yeah.
home gym. He just, he put those prefab metal warehouse things, put a cement slab down in his backyard because in Georgia you got all this land, or is it Ohio? I'm not even sure. Anyway, cool, like a 10,000 square foot building, and he had all this equipment. And he's like, and it's just him working out and his son. And he's like, looking at it, it's just all this stuff, and you're like, dude, this is a freaking badass
Like a
gym, but
museum.
It
nobody's.
is. Yeah.
There's
museum.
no membership. It's just he
Yeah.
collects equipment and likes to work out, and he's not even a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He's just a dude that likes working out. And I was like, wow. And I'm looking at this stuff going, that piece. Oh, I would love to get that piece. And people don't realize because we're here in Hawaii, that's why I don't have certain pieces. Because believe me, if I was in the mainland, I would have every cool piece that you can think of. But because of Hawaii, there's some pieces I'm like, it's not worth for me to do the shipping. And I have a piece that's similar. So that's why I don't have everything. But it's pretty close. I'm about 70% of what I want. So yeah,
That's totally-
not bad, not bad
No.
for 12 years, 13 years, and I got 70% of what I want. That's not bad. It's taken me that long to get to that.
And see, so when
Yeah.
you're paying that gym membership here, realize like you're paying for this knowledge and all of that stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? He's putting effort and time into finding certain pieces to help you.
I mean,
So
and the gym's constantly expanding too. It's not like just the 5. Was it 5 years I've been here?
Mhm.
Like it's completely different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
we knocked all you knocked those walls down
Mhm.
and
Painted the
this other
place,
part here and
changed
started
it,
putting
yeah.
more stuff in there, like broke down that little
Oh
hallway.
yeah,
Now that's
turn
all
that into
now
a
it's
glute calf
yeah.
room.
And
Yeah.
now the posing area is all big open area when it used to
Yep.
be like a hallway of just those other
Mhm.
machines. So it just the within the first year I was here and seeing everything change. Like it's good when people are seeing their money put back into the gym to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because that's the
always
thing
good.
I think, and I would hope that other gyms do that. Other locally owned gyms do it. I don't know if they are, but like yeah, of course, I want to make money. I have to make a living. That's part of it. But I really do have a passion with this gym, like, and making it the best gym. When people come in here, even a new guy, and he says, "Oh man, do you have this?" And then I'm like, "Oh no, I don't." And they tell me about it, and I'm like, "Oh, let me go look at it." And honestly, there's some stuff people have told me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking get that."
Yeah.
And I get it, and this guy will come back a year later, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, there. You remember you asked me?" He's like, "Oh, you got it." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I got it." And they're like, "Oh shit," like yeah,
Yeah.
like there's stuff I'm just like, "Okay, I'm gonna get that." You know what I mean? Because I actually listen to people.
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
listen, man. You got ideas, and I'll look it up. Like I won't just blow you off. Like if I don't know what it is, I'll be like, "Let me check that out," and I'll literally look it up and see what it is because I'm always interested in different things.
Yeah.
That's why I have so many different things in here, not just bodybuilding.
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
have functional stuff too.
Yeah,
I have
definitely.
all kinds of stuff because of that, because of people asking,
Yeah.
you know?
See, that's cool, man.
So
We appreciate it, Mark.
yeah, man. Now going back to gyms though, like have you guys been to GY Fit?
Not yet.
I haven't
I
been to
have
GY Fitness.
I've been there, I went once.
Yeah. I feel like
Greg and Rose.
I would
Yeah.
go there if I just didn't live in Hawaii Kai because I already drive to Kalihi. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like Greg's always been like, I don't really know him personally, but he's always been super nice to me every time
Yeah.
I've seen that
Greg's a
guy.
nice guy.
He seems like a really chill, nice
No, he
dude.
is. He
And I would
is.
totally support his gym if I just was like, it wasn't so far away from my house. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people compare. I've had people compare like their gym to this gym. Like, oh, this is like similar to the other gym GY. When they
Yeah.
come here, because it's kind of a warehouse, open warehouse style.
Yeah.
He has mainly Real Eater.
Yeah.
I know he's got some other equipment in there since he opened. Some other brands,
Yeah, I've seen
but
some other
it's
brands
mainly
in there.
Real Eater. Yeah, he
Yeah.
kind of that's how he started out
Yeah.
with. He got and then just kind of like added to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been in there one time. I was in there one time. He showed me around. I wanted to check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's cool. And I know Greg's he's pretty passionate about
Yeah,
it
no,
too.
definitely.
So
I can tell.
about
Yeah, he is
bodybuilding.
passionate when I see those videos he makes about his supplements,
Mhm.
about his gym, his members.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I used to work in sales like for 20 years of my life. So he's a good salesman. He's passionate about what he's selling, and it's a good product. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, that's the one thing I try to like. I'm honestly, I never felt like I was competing against anybody. Because I think I'm actually the originator here. Like I'm the last one standing of the original. Because whatever gyms were here before, they're all gone. And then
Yeah.
I started back in 2011, I guess, smaller, but yeah. So I think I'm kind of the original that has the longest standing gym,
I think so.
other than commercial gyms, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I never was competing against anybody. I just wanted to do my own thing and make it my own.
Yeah, that's why it's different.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think people though sometimes I don't know. It's funny sometimes maybe they think there's competition between gyms,
Yeah, no, yeah.
and all that. But I always tell people I'm like, hey man, my gym doesn't. It's not most complete gym because I have one bathroom.
Yeah.
Parking is decent, but it's not a lot. It's cool, but I do tell people every time I'm like, and I will stand on this, and anybody can come and they want to say anything, they can come. I got the best equipment on the island by far, and you can say what you want, bring it. I want to hear it because I think I do.
Yeah, no,
I really
agree,
do.
I
Like,
agree.
and this is what it is. It is what it is. I put a lot of time into it. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
you do.
So that's the one thing that I got,
Yeah.
and that's what I stand
And
on.
and from your evolution from when you had just a third of this place from when you kind of just started opening up, I was probably one of the first few as well from inception.
You were,
Um,
yeah, you were.
you put a lot of thought and effort into the equipment and then how you section the gym for, like we just talked about, that glute and calves area specifically, why that there's that little wall up there for, give the girls or even guys, if you want to do glutes, a little bit more privacy instead of just
Yeah,
having
just
your
open, right? Yeah.
you know,
I kept the wall
that's
there.
what I
yeah.
really like about your choice of equipment here. You do put in a
Yeah.
lot of thought. It's just not, oh yeah, that piece is cool. I'm just gonna get it, and then you spend thousands of dollars and it's shit, you know.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And it's so hard to resell something like that.
That's the
know?
word
So,
because I bought a couple of cardio pieces, which was $1,000, and they hardly get used. So, like, and
Is it a
that's why I
mountain
hate
climber?
cardio. I hate cardio equipment. No,
yeah.
you got to have it, but cardio equipment is just like it's. Anyway, it costs a lot of money.
I even like
And
that
people
little
don't
back
always use
section
it.
you got. So if you start at the lat pull down, you
Yeah.
can literally like just walk in a line and
The
get
whole
like
line,
5
right?
different back machines.
Oh
Oh,
All
yeah.
different
dude.
angles, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, the way you set up the gym,
Yeah.
like Mel said, is very strategic. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And then you do the other side. You finish off your back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't
yeah.
you notice that
for
you
sure.
have that mid lat and then the
How it
pullover.
goes
yeah,
around,
and
right?
it just
Yeah, it goes
You
right
kind
around.
of it's
around,
yeah.
and
Have
it
you ever
just finish it
tried
off.
it though? Have
Yeah.
you done it one day? Have you
Yes.
done like because I've even done it. I've done like I think I was doing like one set of each or something. I just went and I did all my back machines on one set of each. And I was fried.
Yeah, no.
It was a lot of machines. I think I had like 15 or 16 back machines. I don't know. Something like that. But anyway, yeah, it was pretty good. I was
I
like,
think between back days with myself, with Tim, Kenny, Chad, and then even training with Mike Dragna,
yeah.
like yeah, I've hit every back machine in here, and like yeah, I mean everything just hits perfectly. So I
And the
must say,
leg day,
yeah, leg days.
leg day.
No, I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
that's my
It's
least
brutal
favorite.
here. It's crazy. Some people talk about, oh, at this gym, I like this, like
Yeah.
the leg equipment at that gym or
Right.
the back equipment at that. Everything about this gym is, you can get a great, workout done
Guaranteed.
because there's so much for you to choose from.
Does any other
Yeah.
gym have a pendulum squat on the islands?
No,
I don't think so.
absolutely not.
I don't think there is one.
Mark has
Yeah.
a pendulum squat.
Yeah.
You want to test out leg strength?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you
Yeah.
you get
Yeah,
humbled
come
from
here.
that
Yeah,
machine.
do it.
You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
humbled from that.
That thing is heavy without any
Damn.
weight. That thing.
There's
is
a reason people only do it once or twice, then leave it alone. There's only
Yeah.
select people that use it all
You
the time.
yeah, it
Actually
sits
like
there
it,
a
yeah.
lot. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't use it.
They'll take your
I
fucking
think
soul.
Adam loads like
Gotta
6
be a-
plates on that
Adam
thing.
goes crazy. Yeah.
Adam goes crazy.
You
on
got
that
to
thing,
be like
yeah.
a masochist or something to love that machine.
Yeah.
I think it's
For
fun.
sure.
It's cool machine.
I like it.
I knew I wanted it.
I
You
do.
know,
I started
when
using
that
it again.
when that machine, yeah, when I was able to get it, and I was like, damn, and I was like, okay, I was looking at Arsenal and I was just like, okay, I'm only gonna get a couple pieces because their stuff's expensive. And then I have to pay shipping, which is a lot more money. So I was like, what am I gonna get from Arsenal? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get these 3 things, and that was it. But but that machine was the first one. I was like, I gotta get this pendulum squat in here.
Hell yeah.
And I was so happy because you know how many people come in here and like, you got a pendulum, oh, and they're like, damn, and
Yeah,
I'm just
sure.
like, yep.
Yeah.
And it's funny because just like he said, people are like, whoa, pendulum, and they'll do it once,
Yeah.
and then you won't see them do it that much anymore.
Yeah,
And
for
they were
sure.
super excited that I had it, but I'll watch and I hardly ever see them use it, and I'm like, okay, like they're like,
Humble
this
pie.
machine is
Yeah, right.
freaking hard, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I looked at it for a good 2 months and then I used it one day and I was like, I actually like it too. Like Jed, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. I don't go very heavy on it at all, but yeah, I like the movement. Yeah.
Oh shit, we forgot to mention Rip Fit. That's
Rip
Oh,
Fitness.
Oh,
that's
shit.
another one.
Sorry
Sorry,
guys. Sorry, Rip Fit. They do
Yes.
dancing too,
Yeah.
I think. And
Yeah,
they do,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Excellent.
haven't been there. The owner, what's his name? Hip or something?
He's
Hip.
cool. He's super
Hip.
nice.
Yeah,
that guy,
no, he's cool. He actually came to me multiple times before starting that gym.
Oh, no
And he
way.
was asking me for advice and
I mean, you're a good
what
person
to
to ask,
do,
honestly, if you've been owning a
you know,
gym,
and
about
yeah.
equipment. Yeah.
And he did his own thing. It's cool. Like he
Yeah,
got
it
his
is.
own little thing going in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I guess, he's got machines. It's kind of more like functional stuff in there.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of CrossFit, a little bit of
Yeah.
functional,
Yeah, a little bit of
of
CrossFit,
mixture
like,
of stuff.
yeah, it's a
I guess
mixed
it's a nice
bag.
warehouse. I haven't even been there, so
I mean, it's the people that compete from their gym that like, I don't want to say are doing well, but like the couple people that come here that compete from that gym that train here, like, yeah, I mean, they do well,
yeah,
So they come to this gym to train,
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I
There's
think he has a
certain
lot
types
of people.
equipment,
He has a lot of people that like to compete, but I don't think they're like super serious. Like there's a bunch of those people.
Yeah.
And he's got some serious competitors.
Yeah.
But he does have a bunch of people that just they want to do like transformations, I feel like.
Yeah, and it's more of like it's like we have our own culture here, and they got their own culture there.
Yeah.
It's a different culture. You know what I mean? It's still a gym culture,
Yeah.
but it's a different type of culture. They're more into like salsa dancing. I know they have like wine nights and stuff.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah,
like
that's
things like
cool,
that.
man.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is,
yeah, that's cool.
yeah. It's more
That's
of
a different vibe.
different energy. Yeah,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
mind doing that sometimes.
Yeah,
but,
we should
yeah.
have a Iron Wine Fitness wine tasting night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody pinkies up.
I mean, the energy is different in here, right? Like, I don't know. I always just, I just always have it as just like, and I don't think I've ever gonna change. Like, it's just serious, like training, like coming in, train. I mean, but it's fun. Like, I like to have fun,
Yeah,
but I also am like serious about getting results, when
yeah,
you're on
for
the
sure.
floor,
If you hear so much, you might as well get results. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
just look
yeah.
the same after training 5 days a week for like 4 years.
You know what I also like about this place? After you're done your workout, you got the stage to pose, and
Yes.
nobody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at them posing."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Who do
not
they think they're?
weird.
It's
Yeah.
not weird, or you don't have to feel intimidated by like, "Oh, I wonder if they're watching me pose. I feel weird. I feel awkward."
Yeah, no.
But first of all, if you're going to be competing, get used to posing. So right
For
here is a
sure.
good place for you to
It's
start
open.
actually
It's open,
get
yeah.
comfortable, because nobody's going to look at you like, some type of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like that I left it open, like I could have closed it, like close it off, but I like it open. Then you're forced to just get up and there's people in the gym and you're just in the open, like,
Yep.
I think if you're gonna compete, you need to get comfortable
And
with
there's a little
that.
bit of an elevation to the stage. You're
Yeah.
standing up taller than
Yep.
everybody else. So your friend that's filming you's a little lower, kind of like the
Mhm.
judges would be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And the
Yeah.
lights hit, a
Yeah,
little
they
bit
hit
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all part of it, I guess, it's
Yeah, I
all
feel
part of
like
that culture. And
nowadays too, with social media and like classic physique is really big and a lot of kids following that,
yeah.
following all these fitness brands that are out now. And like, I mean, I notice a lot of kids are into like posing and stuff. They might not even have the best physique, but like they're still going for it and trying to hit it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I feel like, yeah, this stage is a good place to do it because it's a what is it?
Judgment
Judgment.
free.
Isn't that
Free
Planet
zone.
That
Fitness
is Planet
Yes.
saying,
Fitness.
don't ever
No.
say that again in my
Judge-
gym. Don't ever say fucking don't ever say
This is a
judgment-free zone in my
We
gym,
don't
man.
judge, no.
We fucking judge. Well, we judge here. No, you get judged. If you step on that stage, you're getting judged. Believe me,
I
you're
can
gonna
rightfully say
you're gonna get critiqued. You want
I
to go on the
judge.
stage, you're gonna get critiqued. Sorry.
Definitely.
It is what it is, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
But
for sure.
it's all, like if you don't ask,
Constructive
then it's
criticism.
constructive. Yeah, it's not like it's not harmful. I mean,
Yeah, no, for sure.
it's like you want to compete, then hey, you should be able to take it. Like
Yeah.
if you don't want to compete, no one's gonna say anything. You're not gonna even judge you. You'll be like, whatever, it won't bother you.
Yeah.
And even
But
if you
if-
win the show,
yeah.
people are still going to judge you and be like, that guy should have won the show.
Right,
you know?
right. I know. That guy, you should have beat that guy. What happened?
right.
Or how'd you win? Yeah.
So you said you were 8 years into bodybuilding. How many years competition?
Competition, I did 7 years. So my
7.
first year, I was just lifted, kind of just aimlessly throwing weights around the gym at 24-hour fitness, Kapilani. Then I went to my girlfriend works at the Mai Tai bar. So I went to Mai Tais one day and I saw Oh Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, from Dark
Mhm.
Sport.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I went to high school with this guy. He was always really good at basketball.
did?
And he's
Oh.
older than me though. So he didn't really know each other in high school. I knew of him.
Wait, you go to
Because-
Kalani?
I went to Kaiser.
Oh, you did go to Kaiser.
Oh, went
Just
to
like
Kaiser
me.
too. Yeah, just
Yeah,
like you.
okay, yeah.
So same
I was
alma
like-
mater.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
okay.
saw him in Mai Tais. I was like, holy shit, bro! Like you're fucking huge now. Like, because a basketball player to a bodybuilder, you know what I mean? I was like, dude, what are you? I'm trying to get big, dude. Like, how do you do this shit, man? Like, what's going on? Like, how do I get into this?
Oh, is that how you got down the dark road too?
And that's how I kind of down the dark road too.
Did
Dark
he
sport,
introduce you
my
to his
life.
friend Tren?
Definitely. I mean,
He's like, meet my friend Tren.
yeah, I don't want to say like he
No.
made me do anything, but like,
No.
yeah, I mean, obviously he's open with it too. Like
Yeah,
there's no such thing as a natural pro in the IFBB. I don't know one,
Oh, wait. This is a good one, real quick, off
Okay.
topic, but so let's go because this is do you think maybe bodybuilding, probably not going to turn pro clean. Do you think bikini girls or wellness girls can do it without
I think bikini girls can
bikini girls can? Okay.
turn pro without substance abuse.
Okay.
I think so.
Wait,
too.
not abuse,
I
but
agree.
without any chemical assistance?
Okay. What
What are we
is-
talking about? Like no anabolics?
No anabolics.
Okay. But maybe a little bit of
Maybe a
Clen
little
or
bit of
Listerine.
clean, maybe some
some
SARMs
SARMs.
to
Okay.
dry up a little.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe if they have.
But they can do it without the anabolics, right?
They can
You
do it
think?
without
Yeah.
the anabolics
Okay.
bikini. But you look at the stage now, the man, even the wellness girls.
Dude.
Come
insane.
on, it's insane.
You're like,
Insane.
I
come
don't
on.
want to point fingers at people, but
Nothing natural about that.
okay, he said it.
He said-
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. I don't know. It's interesting when people because they just had a drug-free show here
They did.
last weekend, right?
That's right.
And that's all cool, and I've done some of those years ago, where you're natural for a year or whatever. I've done those. But it's funny because then I've heard and I've seen some natural people really like knock people that are on juice, like that's not healthy. I don't want to risk my health or this,
Then
and I'm
don't.
just kind of like, well, you're risking your health walking across the street. I don't know. I'm just saying, driving in your car, you're risking your health. Just saying, right? Like there's health risks every day in here. If you're smart about it, if you don't want to take it, then just say you don't want to take
Yeah.
it. To me,
People are like, "Oh, you're cheating." Well,
that part gets me.
Yeah.
Because no, you're really not if everyone else is on it.
Yeah.
And that's the culture.
You know what I think cheating is? Now that NPC is going to have this strain of natural shows, they
Mm.
want to have natural shows in all 50 states. If you're on substance and then get off substance to clean up before entering this natural show, that's freaking cheating.
Mm.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Definitely.
Well,
cheating.
now they have all these different ones. They have like the lifetime natural, right? The lifetime never took nothing. They have the 1 year natural. Like, oh no, like I did that show. I did one years ago. 1 year natural because as you know, I was never a lifetime natural.
Yeah.
But I did do a 1 year natural. Like
The body naturally produces testosterone, so you
Yeah.
can still take that.
You're right. Yeah, I know. It's natural. It's natural. But yeah, so they have all these different ones, but
It's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, whatever. I just think, if you just train and do what you want to do, whatever floats your boat, man. I don't know. If you're gonna compete, then yeah, there's the forum for it. So, NPC is typically gonna be just do what you gotta do to win, basically.
No,
you
well,
know.
like I said, now they're coming out with the
They're gonna
NPC
come out. Yeah.
naturals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is
Okay.
drug tested, and I believe they do the that
The
lie
naturals
detector
never
test.
really picked up. They never really caught on.
It will.
It never really caught on.
I think the evolution of bodybuilding, people want to be a lot more safe. Apparently, like how you were
Yeah.
saying, especially what's been going on the past 4 years with the
Bodybuilders dropping like flies.
yes, because of certain
Oh, man.
inoculations.
Yeah.
So
Inoculations.
yeah,
Oh.
certain the
Oh,
jabs.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Bodybuilders.
I just wanted you to elaborate
I'm
on
trying
that,
to
but
be what is this? YouTube
because we
friendly?
got two
Yeah, don't elaborate too
two
much.
people here who really have opinions on that.
Yes.
So that's what's
So
interesting.
I think
about
that's
it.
why a lot of them are trying to do this whole safer, healthier route by staying naturals and stuff.
So okay, wait. So do you think that in the past 4 years, a lot of these deaths that you've seen from in the bodybuilding world, do you think a lot of it is due to the abuse of performance enhancing, or do you think it's has to do with what you were just talking about,
So fucking lootly.
inoculations? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So there
Because
you go.
the abuse of steroids, the likelihood of them passing, I mean, there's a copious amounts that you'd have to do in order for you to get
Yeah. It's usually diuretics a lot of times that, especially
In
back in the
large
day,
part,
diuretics,
In the
guys
90s,
were
yeah, it was
in the
diuretics.
nice diuretics. You had once in a while, every once in a while, some guy would, some of the guys, and these dudes were huge dudes, and they would end up having problems. And they were 300-pound plus guys, really jack guys. And yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, that guy I could see. But overall, not really too many guys.
Not
And
at
a lot
all.
of guys were juicing to the
A
gills.
lot.
Juicing to the gills.
But
So
since that happened, the number of bodybuilding deaths has went a lot.
massive. And yeah,
increased
it's
a lot.
the jab,
I think
right?
just in,
We're
like,
talking about
healthy
the
people in
jab.
general too.
The jab.
Speaking of,
Mm.
what is the largest amount that you've heard or known of somebody using that still is fairly healthy? How many grams of
Me? No.
substance?
I'm like me. No, I man, I was experimenting, when I was doing stuff,
What was your
and
most that you took? Like 3 grams?
well, there was one time I was doing about 2,000 of tests a week.
That's it? 2,000?
No, but then I was on other stuff too. I was like 2,000 tests, and then I was running. I mean, I was on growth. I was doing like 10, like 40 IUs a week. So about 10. I would do this high dose
Yeah.
growth post workout type of thing, like 10 IUs post workout, and I would use Slim with it,
Oh,
and then load like
damn,
I would
that's how
eat
you
so
grew
much.
fast.
Oh yeah. I was doing like 10 IUs of Slim, 10 IUs of growth. I was doing that like 4 to 5 times a week post workout, and then I only did the 2 grams of testing for a short period because then I started feeling weird. But I was doing 2 grams of test, and then I would run EQ. I'd probably 400 to 600. I wouldn't use Tren that much unless I was going to do a show because it would make me moody. So I would probably do some orals sometimes, short cycles, like 6-week cycles of orals, whether it was like some D balls or like Tyrannable. I love Tyrannable. Tyrannables the best oral
Sample
overall.
approval?
Even females can take Tyrannable. Here's the thing: you as a female, you could take 5 milligram, 10 milligram doses. It doesn't aromatize. It's great. A lot of people don't talk about it, but just look it up. VAR seems to be the popular one, but Tyrannable is another one. Does
It's
not
definitely
aromatize,
underrated.
and you can do 5-10 mgs for women, and you guys can get some nice gains. You could even stack it, do like a 25 VAR, 10 Tyrannable if you're into that. Anyway, I'm going into cycles today. I
That's
never really
good
talked
stuff.
about
Let's
cycles.
go.
I'm
Let's
telling you
go.
guys secrets. I have a lot of knowledge, guys, but I just don't talk
Let's
about it.
go.
I've got you. I've
But-
got you beat.
Yeah. Oh, what? You did more than that?
Yes.
Oh,
I did. I did
That's why
6 grams.
calves are so
I did
big.
6
No.
grams of test a week.
6
You're
grams.
ridiculous.
With 100
You
milligrams.
didn't even
of
tell me that.
Fucking
You're
druggie.
stupid.
100.
That's
That's the
stupid.
mushrooms, Jeff.
No test.
Okay.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
No.
You were wasting your money. Sorry, bro.
Oh,
No.
so here's so it was that and 100 milligrams of Anadrol a day, which
Oh, dude.
my God.
How can
So-
you eat, bro? I couldn't eat on
see, I
Adderall.
couldn't,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get
I
it
couldn't
to
eat.
this.
Couldn't
I
eat.
couldn't get to the gym without having to pull myself up the steps because
Yeah.
my back was so tight. when I
Dude,
get
so
there.
ridiculous. Yeah.
But that didn't last long. I was
Yeah.
taking, it was like 2 or 3 shots a day just to get up to 6
It's like your back
grams.
hurts, but it's like really your
You
kidneys.
feel like you're sitting on
crazy.
tennis balls all
Yeah.
day. And I can't remember where I saw somewhere it reading like, oh, well, and I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's like, well, what if that's what they do to get so big? I was like, well, let's find out. And he's like, I don't think
Yeah.
it's a good idea. And I was like, oh, it's a great idea. And
I just
I got it, and it didn't last long. I got so toxic I couldn't eat or do anything.
that's a lot.
It was
I think 2 grams of the test actually was interesting. I mean, honestly, I think a gram of test is probably all that you need. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
at the top. 2 grams, though, I have to say, like when I was doing that, I remember I was getting leaner, like because I was eating probably a similar amount, but I was leaning out and I wasn't doing anything different. And I remember going like, oh, I'm getting leaner at 2 grams, but I only ran 2 grams for like maybe 6 weeks or so. And then I was like, okay, I can't. Like, I had to drop it back down. I just wanted to experiment, but I did notice that I was getting tighter at 2,000
See, that's
mgs
crazy.
of
I thought
test.
I was doing. I've only done like 800 a week.
Yeah.
before. I
But
was
that's
like,
all you need, dude.
I was like, man, I'm doing too much stuff. I'm like over here, like, dang, dude, like Jerry
Yeah.
and Mark are doing it more than me.
Yeah, I mean, there's,
Yeah,
again, I
well-
was just trying. I was just to
Yeah.
see later. I mean, after when I was competing, I wasn't doing that much. I wasn't hitting.
Well,
I
obviously,
was doing the
sure.
standard,
You look good. I mean, you look at the picture on
Yeah.
the wall. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like you were jacked, dude. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you one thing, and if a lot of guys don't know, like if you're competing and you're literally just feeling so exhausted and your energy levels are completely shot, a lot of times, sometimes you're taking too much stuff. Like, and people don't realize it, especially orals and certain things. You're running too much gear. If you were to drop back on gear, sometimes you'll see your energy levels will come up, and nothing changes. You still get the same results. You still feel better actually, and nothing changes, and you just drop your levels down. And that I had to learn that too. Sometimes you think, oh, just take more and more and more. It's too much.
I can tell you a good lesson somebody taught me when I was messing around. I was trying to take a gram or 2 of Primo at a time or some shit. And I got to where I was just sitting on my shoulders forever. And, I could hardly train because I was putting it in the shoulders and
Yeah.
glutes and I moving around.
Jed took a lot of shit.
And
I know,
He
right?
took a lot of
I'm like,
shit.
damn, Jed, you took a lot of gear, bro.
yeah. I remember talking to somebody about it. I was like, what do I do? And he's like, well, if you can't train, it kind of fucking defeats the purpose of taking the shit.
Exactly.
It's true.
I was
Exactly.
like, so maybe you should stop and get to
Yep.
where you can train again.
Yeah.
Because I was having a hard time doing any like shoulder or chest because my shoulders were so inflamed,
Mhm.
from putting all the stuff there.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
That's
I
it.
Primo sits there for a while.
Yeah, I don't ever put
yeah.
any more than like a
CC.
CC into my shoulders. I mean,
Yeah.
I was doing like 2 CCs at one point, and then like I got
Yeah.
like a little bit of scar tissue actually. So when I do like side laterals, you can see like a little like
Yeah.
it's like not the best looking. You can't see when my
Yeah.
arms are relaxed though, so that's
And the same with being bloated and tired and shit. Like, I'd get so big I couldn't be flexible enough to do squats
yeah.
all the way down and stuff. And I was like, I had to start. This was can't remember what I was taking that time, but it would get up to where I would get so water retentive and stuff that I couldn't even really train.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had to back off and I had to stop getting so overweight because I would just eat and fucking get to like 260, then have to diet down to like 190 to get on stage.
That's crazy. That's
blood pressure's
crazy.
a
Like
lot.
250 used to be my cruising weight, and I would just be fat.
Yeah.
Like if you guys go to my old YouTube channel and see some of those videos, you'll do what the fuck? Like I was fat in those videos.
That's
I can't believe they
crazy.
let me be a trainer when I was like that.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in bulking season. It's
Oh,
okay.
God.
It's like there's
I'm
a fine
bulking.
line
Yeah,
between bulking and then getting fat. You can
That's
walk right
right.
up to the line, and then like once you step over it, you're just fat. You know,
That's
it's like-
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one thing too. If you're on a lot of gear, or even if you're on gear alone,
Yeah.
you should not let your health like just it's bulking season and just
Yeah.
get
Mm.
fat. That's so bad for your
For
your
sure.
s-
Blood pressure's all
everything, blood
high.
pressure.
Ankles
Yeah.
are all swollen. You're just like
Yeah.
huffing
And
and puffing
now-
going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
Dude, I remember one time I'd have to like take a breath just to bend over to tie my fucking shoe because if I stayed down there too long, I'd run out of.
Oh, I
breath.
used to be like that.
Oh, God.
I used to be
That's-
like that.
yeah.
That's the.
And my
I would-
sleep- my
I would
sleep
laugh at
apnea
myself.
Sleep
I was
apnea
like,
comes
what am I
back.
doing? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no sleep apnea too. Like really bad sleep
I have
apnea.
sleep apnea right now too. And then on top
Yeah.
of that, like this past show, like I mean, the trend was already making me not sleep,
Mm.
and then I have sleep apnea on top of that, so I'm like kind of like, at
Yeah.
nighttime.
Yeah.
And then like on top of that, I got sick and my nose was all stuffy, so I was just like hating life, like coming off like
Oh,
of
yeah.
this show. I was just like so miserable, and like yeah, I think like trend is probably the most extreme substance I've ever tried. I've never done like insulin or
It's yeah.
growth
Oh,
hormone
I
or
could.
anything
I
like
got
that.
some
So,
Or
stories.
Yeah.
trend,
Insulin,
what was
dude.
your parameters of trend? How much were you pushing?
trend, well, I would use the long ester trend, trend E, because I don't like
Mm.
poking myself every day. You know what I mean? I don't like
Mm.
feeling like a pincushion. At some point, you start hurting everywhere, and it's like, so I would just like blast like a CC every. My trend was what 200 E, so about 400 to maybe at the most 600 a week.
600,
fuck
and you didn't
that.
get the crazy thoughts and like the
Oh,
crazy.
I got it all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you do get
rage
it.
and
Dude, yeah,
friggin'
yeah, no, like I feel like
You do
yeah,
get
my
that,
temper
for
was
sure.
shorter. I couldn't sleep, dude. I was like waking. I'd fall asleep for like an hour and a half, and I'd wake up, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's time to go to work." And I'd be like, "Dude, I only slept for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I
Like,
hate
what the
that.
fuck? My bed's all sweaty every
Yeah.
night.
No, I
It's
remember
like you
that.
turn the AC on, and your bed's still sweaty. It's like, dude, it was miserable. So like, yeah, I feel like I don't feel the need. I don't plan on competing anymore, so I don't feel the need to really like be doing trend.
I hear
ever again.
like the even just like the upwards of 100 people start getting all of those crazy psychotic whatever
You
effects,
can. I was
and you
doing.
push it up to 6. Holy
No, I- 'cause
shit.
I
See,
was
use the
doing-
long ester though too, because
But still,
the
right?
long
It
ester,
stays-
yeah, it stays.
what stays.
Yeah.
I was doing. I think I was doing. I remember doing 300 test trend E, and then I would do. I think it was like 100 of trend acetate 3 days a week. So like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday trend acetate, and then the 300 of. So it was like 600.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it was because the acetates, I can just when I stop it,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
it's kind of
out,
out.
yeah.
So really, it's that base of 300
Mhm.
was in there, and that kind of wasn't too bad. So if I started kind of going a little cuckoo, I'd just be like, just get off the trend acid.
That's a
and-
good
You ever
way
get
to do it. I
nosebleeds
never
from-
thought about that.
Nope, never did.
The trainee always gave me nosebleeds.
Yeah, I never did.
Yeah, I never did either.
A trend cough.
Trend cough.
Masterone though, I love Masterone.
I feel like trend
a
cough
favorite.
though is
That's a
like
good one.
like if you're a weed smoker, like and you hit a bong,
Yeah,
like nothing compares to that cough. You know what I'm saying?
dude.
So
I think
so trend
everybody
cough-
goes through this. You're like, this is it. I'm gonna die. This is the
Yeah.
end. Like I
Like,
think
I've had trend cough
people
before, and I'm like,
get
oh, I've been here before. Like, dude, this is my first time
Yeah.
getting trend cough, but I've already been here.
you're like, I've
I've
been
smoked
here.
out of a
I've
bong
done it.
before.
I've done it. We're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
You
so, like, I mean, I've
you
coughed-
self-talk.
Dude, yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, I hope you're open to speak about this, but you just talked about smoking out of a bong.
Yeah.
Like you smoke before you work out, and
I
your
do.
your focus is so much more intense.
Yeah, I feel
I
like,
can't do it.
I don't smoke weed.
yeah, I feel like if you're a person who's smoked regularly for a long period of time, like it kind of can benefit you in that
Yeah.
sense. But if you're just doing it like for the first time in like 5 years, like yeah, you're gonna have the worst workout of your life probably.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, no, I
Like,
can't.
because I'm
even,
gonna go
yeah.
eat food and I'm all nervous and panicky and like my heart's racing.
So
But,
you're basically just you've conditioned yourself to it.
yeah, like me and Kenny, I mean, we'll
Yeah.
smoke and we'll work out, get a good workout in. I smoked
Yeah.
when I used to b-boy too, so I mean that's a very like cardiovascular type
Oh, yeah,
exercise
dude.
or activity, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't affect me there. And then I also like somebody told me this and it stuck in my mind. They're like two of the fastest men in the water and on earth, Usain Bolt
Yeah.
and Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
They both recreationally smoke marijuana and they're the fastest men on the earth and in the water. So I mean, once I heard that, I was like, dang, dude.
So he's like,
Justified.
it has
It's
to be
justified.
something to it.
I'm just like
There
Usain
has to be
Bolt.
something to it. Not that they were blessed genetically and they
Yeah,
trained
no.
their whole life, but hey, just say.
Right? Yeah. It's like feeling all real again.
Oh, that's
Look,
so
we'll say
That
funny.
both
shit
does.
never agreed with me. Every time I tried it,
Yeah,
just
I'm not a
fucked
It's
fan.
me
not, it's
up.
not for everybody. I'm not condoning marijuana smoking. I'm not saying it's the best thing. I'm not saying it's healthy for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for me, it like helps me focus. Like that's my focus. You know what I mean? Like that's my nootropic. Yeah. So
Yeah. And going back to the gear, I think a lot, I know, let's talk about it. No, I was going to say, I think a lot of people who are, and this is just advice for a lot of people that are young who are thinking about it, you know, just know like, yeah, it is cool to do it. Like, hey, you're going to get some results and you're going to see things, but just know that there are consequences to it and things can happen to your body and it can change your life. Like basically, like, I'm on TRT for life now, but I am older. I do get prescribed TRT. I know Jed gets it.
Yeah, I get
We're
by
all legal
prescription.
here.
By prescription.
We run the basic amounts. But I had to do TRT even in my 30s. I was kind of like, I would try to like not do anything, and energy levels was shot. My test was very low, and I couldn't just be off a gear completely because I just didn't feel good. So I had to go on TRT from doing gear from my
No, well,
teens
like
and
we were talking
20s.
about a few episodes as well before too. Like a lot of the things that is in our food, the water we
Yeah,
drink, the
it
air,
lowers your
a
yeah.
lot of the younger men in their 20s, early 20s have low
Yeah.
testosterone
Yep.
levels. And now they're changing all of the testosterone paradigms as well too
That's
now,
messed up.
So
Yeah, they're dropping it, right? So now,
Yeah.
hey, if you're 300, you're good. Like
Right.
when it was 600, right?
I got
Like,
a guy, I think he's in his 20s,
Yeah.
has low T now.
yeah. Oh, a lot of people do.
And also as we're talking about the food, I was telling Mark about this morning. I have a client that's trained here, had a hard time keeping his glucose in the 80s, hard time losing weight, moved to Germany, eats the same shit
Yep.
there. He's in the 80s. His weight's going down small, but he's starting to recomp. And just because he's eating the food in a different country, same shit.
Yep.
yeah.
So
I
now you
have to
start
agree.
wondering, now you have actual data, like anecdotally, but I mean, still it's there that, just going to another country and eating the same food from a different country, that makes you wonder what the hell's wrong with our
I
food.
could attest to
for
that.
sure.
Yeah.
I travel a lot frequently as well too, usually before, and to different countries and different places. Other places that doesn't have so much like food restrictions and are a lot more cleaner on the label, like dairy and gluten. I never had problems in Japan, New Zealand,
Oh, interesting.
Australia, all of these other places. But when I come back to America,
Well, it's all
It's a
mass
mess.
produced here too.
Yeah.
Even when I went to
So
France, I mean, I
estrogen.
remember I was trying to buy fruit in the supermarket in France and like asked the person, I was like, oh, is there like an organic section? And they're like, everything's organic. Like,
Yeah, right.
We don't sell GMOs here. It's all organic.
Yeah.
only in the
It's
US.
like, wow.
And you buy bread like every few days because it's fresh all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like you go buy groceries like every couple of days. Like Maria was from Spain, she was telling me about that. And here we buy for a week, 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Most other countries you go every few
You
days.
can't. It
Yeah, you
won't
can. It'll
last,
go bad.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's insane.
And so it's the food it's raising the estrogen levels too, right?
I think it's
In the-
everything.
Well, because the girls, right? Like a lot of girls are getting their periods younger now,
Yep.
right? So because of their estrogen, because their estrogen levels are going up from the food, and then they're maturing at a younger age.
Dude,
now,
12-year-olds did not look like that when I was 12 years old.
Yeah,
We thought they still had
that's the
cooties
difference,
back then.
right?
And now they're like
So-
developed, and it's almost like kind of uncomfortable, disgusting to see. Like you're like, what the fuck? Because when I was 12, girls did not look like that.
And they're in like 7th grade.
yeah,
yeah,
they
it's
look way
weird.
mature. Yeah.
Yeah, like as far as development wise, yeah, for sure.
It's like really weird.
And it's because of this food and this weird food.
Yeah.
Not to completely get off subject, but as far as using gear, we continuously highly advocate that you get yourself blood work or a doctor that would work with you. You guys all got doctors that prescribe you TRT.
Mm,
I mean, and follow your blood work.
yeah.
So, there's a lot smarter ways to do it rather than just getting advice from the gym bro,
Oh
For
Jesus.
sure.
Getting the underground, I mean,
Right.
that's
Yeah. See, like,
that's how I did it, but hey, it was a different time.
It was
back
a
then,
different
too.
time.
Yeah.
Go
that's kind of like was my experience too. I mean, I talked to some people and they're so knowledgeable on like the science of everything and like, you know what I mean? Everything, you know what I mean? I just know, okay, this is going to make you big. Okay. This is going to make you shredded. Okay.
Mhm.
This is going to help
Yeah.
you like diet down. Okay. This is the one you take and
Yeah.
it makes it hard,
Yeah.
and like that was the extent of
Yeah.
like my knowledge on steroids. So I knew what to take to get big. I knew what to take when I needed to diet down. I knew what to take to like, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like it was very in layman's terms, but like, yeah, my dosages probably were a little bit off at times. Yeah, I didn't have that foundation set as far as like the substance stuff, you know, working out, no problem. You know what I mean? Had a lot of people to help me with that, but with like the steroids, like, yeah, I didn't have like somebody like, this is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like sit me down with it. And like, that definitely would have helped, for sure.
Yeah, and I suggest for whoever wants to use it, know the difference, like your DHT derivatives, 5-alpha reductase, and all of the different type of testosterones and so on and so forth that you are going to use, your ester times and half-lives for it as well too. I mean, there's a lot to know about it, rather than just you need to get bigger here, take a little bit more. I mean,
you like it big, take this one.
You like it big? Hey, bro, you like it big?
Yeah, bro, you like it big, take this one.
Bro,
Oh,
you
bro,
don't
you
mean
like cut,
cycle,
you
bro.
like cut. Bro, take this one. Yeah, it's like,
Oh, the cycle is mean, bro.
Now with those at-home blood tests, I can have anybody order one and do blood work, and they mail it in. That shit's
Yeah,
results.
yeah.
So that's what I have
Yeah.
people do. That if their doctor's a douche about wanting to do blood work for hormones.
Dad's had issues with this.
I just get angry when doctors don't want to do their job, and it's like somebody goes in and says, "I want to know my hormone levels," and I say, "Well, why?" Because it's my fucking body, asshole. And it's your
Yeah.
job.
yeah, exactly.
I don't
do
understand.
what I need is know
man.
what's going on in my
It's
body.
So irritating with that.
It's so
The stigma with
crazy.
steroids still to this day, it blows my.
I just want to know your
mind,
hormone
man.
levels. I get weary about. It's like, why would you not want to know those if I'm suffering, if I'm
I
having
don't
issues
get
with
it.
doing it?
Yeah, right.
But yet, hey
you know
man.
what's crazy? They
wanna
would
change?
give you
Hmm.
medication for depression.
Oh yeah. Oh, all day long.
Over giving you like proper
All day
amounts
long.
of
Here's
like
some painkillers.
testosterone
Or birth control. They'll
Or
give a
birth
girl birth
control.
control, no
Right.
problem.
and it could be from
Painkillers,
low
yeah.
test is why you're having all this freaking
Yep.
symptoms
Oh,
like
no.
depression.
And low test is actually it's way worse, way unhealthier for you to have low test
Absolutely.
than to be on TRT.
Yeah.
Like it's proven.
For sure.
Like you're gonna have a lot more issues having low tests. So
I think
Look
as
it
well
up.
too with everything in big pharma, and you see what's going on, and we can talk about it because it's controversial. I think they're trying to emasculate men,
that
especially
I see that.
especially the whole
Yep.
what is that? Toxic masculinity. No, we need
Yeah,
more
man.
fucking toxic men. Like I'm saying it. We
Well,
need more men
so
to be men.
You go on social media, right? And then I see on Instagram there's all these reels and stuff, and it's interesting because like you see a lot of these very feminine men, whatever, and you see a lot of women complaining about where are the masculine men? Like they want men to be, I guess, what say the 80s,
A
right? Or the
man's
90s, like
Yeah.
like a really like a man, like a real dude, get out there and do what
A
guys do.
man's man. Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of it, and I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. Like this has become a thing now.
A lot has to be attributed to the you guys fucking ruined it. The feminist movement.
The feminist movement, yeah.
The feminist movement ruined it. All of you, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a boss bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking
The bad
y'all
bitch. I know, I
ruined
love
it.
I
Y'all
love it.
ruined it. I don't want. If I had a choice, I'd rather have my own small little gig, do the thing that I like doing and enjoy doing. And if I had a choice, I'd probably rather be a housewife. I said it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think the
Yeah.
movies kind of ruined it too. 'Cause you see these like rom-coms and love movies, and people watch them, and you're like, "That's not how it fucking happens."
Mm.
That's such bullshit. If
Yeah.
you were to go at it like that, she would fucking piss on you and walk off. Like,
Well,
give me a
especially when you look
break.
at the 80s and the 90s, the movies that came out then. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Even
dude.
the
Yeah.
comedy, like, man.
Like it was different. Yeah, it's different. And yeah.
Like imagine if Andrew Dice Clay did a skit now.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
Oh yeah.
These
Right. He would be
snowflakes would
canceled,
melt.
right? He
Or Married with
canceled.
Children wouldn't have lasted a
Hell
season.
yeah.
Yeah, no ways.
That show would not have lasted
Yeah,
a
man.
season.
Like look at the
I mean,
shows.
Or
fat
the
jokes
old
were in
Eddie
that.
Murphy Raw.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Give
Yeah,
it-
Married with
give it an
Children,
ass.
All in the Family.
Even
Yeah,
the people
that
like,
one.
Yeah.
what was his name on
I
Married
wouldn't
with
have made it.
Children? It was Al Bundy.
Al
Yeah, yeah,
Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy
Oh,
was like
yeah.
the stereotype like male who was fat and out of shape and lazy on the couch, right? But he didn't really look too fat back then. But that was the
No, no.
mentality.
but that
of what
was the
fat-
mentality.
You know
he
what I
was.
mean?
What's funny
the
is you
mentality
ever.
of fat has changed. Where it's
I
like,
think Al Bundy
this
was
is-
like 40 years old, supposedly in that, like
Yeah.
38 years old or 40 years old. Look
Yeah,
how
yeah.
old he looks, though, right?
Yeah.
You're like, he was like 38 years old.
But he was still
But-
the man. It was a single income household, 2
It's
kids,
crazy.
wife,
Yeah.
Single
same
income.
wife.
He was a
damn
shoe salesman, and he had a house.
Dude,
Hey,
two-story
where were they
house
living in
Yeah.
Michigan, right?
somewhere.
Was
I
it
forget.
Michigan or something?
Yeah.
In Michigan, I think it was Michigan. A house. dude, you cannot. There's no way you're gonna have a house
working at Foot Locker.
working at Foot Locker.
No
It ain't
way.
gonna happen. Even as a manager, I mean, I don't think so. As a manager, I doubt it.
Not here.
Not Hawaii, no. Yeah. So,
And it
but
wasn't even that glorious.
that
It
was
wasn't
the
he a
90s.
woman's shoe
that
salesman.
was
Yeah.
the '90s, and the wife just stayed at home, wearing her tight, pants with her big hair, like
Watching TV.
watching TV. Yeah, and he had 2 kids. Yeah, I mean,
And getting back to like that whole thing that you said was like at church. This quote, like I might
You go to
butcher this
church?
right now. I do go to church every
Oh.
Sunday. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just,
we
I just
go
recently
to
started
church.
going. Yeah,
oh, you guys go to church?
I'm
Yeah.
glad you started going.
Do you go to
Yes.
church?
yeah.
I went
Melrose.
to the church every
Yeah.
once in a
Wow.
I'll go, but I
Oh, you
do
guys all
more
go to church?
online
Let's go to
stuff.
church.
Yeah.
Man.
Right on, you guys go to church. I don't go to church, just so you know.
I
I've
go
gone to
early
churches.
morning,
yeah.
I've gone to a lot of churches. I've been in a lot of churches, and that's cool. But you guys go to church, right on? That's good. Positive messages are good.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, continue your story.
But yeah, I was like, I forget what he said. It's like men and women were made of value equally, but they were not made of function equally. Like men and women both have functions and they're different, but of value, we are both the same and made in God's image. I'm not trying to get all churchy here, but I feel like, yeah, there is different roles that men and women play. Nowadays, I think things are a little skewed. Like you said, you can't be a shoe salesman and buy a house, so sometimes a dual income in places like Hawaii or New York,
Mm.
is kind of necessary. But I mean, yeah, I feel like the culture has shifted in that whole sense too. Like, yeah, like I just the feminist movement and all that stuff kind of like changing the culture back in the 60s going forward to now. And they knew what they were doing too. It was a long game. You know what I mean? It's not going to
Yeah.
happen immediately overnight.
Yeah.
What's happening now was a reason for what was going on then. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, yeah.
What was the like in the spiritual community? One of the books I read where it talked about how the woman's supposed to bring balance, like something with the ego or something like that, and how the woman's supposed to keep that under control with the guy. God, see now I'm going to sound stupid because I'm probably completely off. I have to look it up. It's in that. I think it's in that Eckhart Tolle book.
Well,
But
yeah,
it's like
there's a balance.
There's a role that she
Yeah,
plays
right,
that kind of like keeps the
right.
guy under control from getting too much into his ego or some shit like that. I can't remember.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then when you have these, I guess you want to say, everyone's independent. I believe that, but when you have, I guess, the real independent women who maybe she's trying to take the role of the male in the household, probably she still wants to be the woman, but is also taking over that role in a way.
Yeah.
Then that's where I think things get a little bit
Yeah. For
off in the household, because then all of a sudden now she's taking both roles. Because I've seen relationships like that
For sure.
where she kind of runs that
Yeah,
thing,
definitely.
and she's the house. She has all the roles, and the guy's just kind of like making money and just here you go, and he's
Yeah.
just keeping his mouth shut.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen it,
I've seen that multiple times.
So
too.
what do they call it? Emasculating,
Emasculating.
emasculating. Yeah, can't remember the word, but yeah, emasculating. Right. So basically, just go to work, pay these bills, and keep your mouth shut. Like,
Yeah.
as a guy in the house.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the woman wanting to go, be CEO or what, as long as she can do the job.
Oh, no, of
I have
course
no
not.
problem with that.
Yeah,
course
for sure.
not.
But I am going to say that there's a role that each gender plays in a relationship, and they do come together and bring balance and level each other out. And one backs up the other, and they back each other up in some shape, fashion, form, whatever. So
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm either way, but yeah, it is. It's just kind of like a puzzle goes together.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it. Yeah, it's like your puzzle. If the pieces don't fit, that's not the right puzzle. So
Because I think if you're because it doesn't matter what genders you are, but because if you're both like this and you guys are both trying to be the one in charge,
alpha.
right? The alpha, whatever. It's like that's kind of when you hear people, I'm always fighting with my spouse,
yeah,
And then when you hear those relationships where they're like good, they're like the husband's like, yeah, I kind of gave up on that years ago,
yeah.
and now she's the alpha, and he's just resided to. I'm just not going to fight with her
That's
anymore.
why you gotta let them think they're the alpha. But behind the scenes, you're still. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
just say
she may
sorry.
think she is, but
You
I
don't even
just
have to
let it
mean
go.
You don't even have to mean
I
it.
just let it
say,
go.
Just say sorry and just end the conversation. And
Yeah.
you're really being the smarter one in that whole thing. It's like
We could go down a real deep dark rabbit hole about this.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
honestly think as far as there's nothing wrong with a woman being a boss, CEO, having her own company, so on and so forth. But everybody in the family has a role to play.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
There
even
you
like
go.
getting to the whole body image thing, like when we were talking about Al Bundy, like how back then he's the fat guy on the couch and he's lazy and but he wasn't really that fat compared to what they call fat now, like even like I was watching, what was I watching the other day? It was like Miss where was she from? One of these states, but the Miss America lady from I think multiple states looked like literally like morbidly obese. And I'm not trying
Really?
to like
Wow.
fat shame
I didn't see
anybody
it.
or at all, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I mean, I feel like they're purposely twisting the culture to manipulate
They
the minds of the
certainly are.
young, and they're making them think these weird things like that's not healthy. Like that girl looked like she was so unhealthy that if she tried to run, she might just have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like tripping out. Like, that's the standard of beauty nowadays. I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to promote that as healthy and like that's what health is, and having like just a positive image of whatever's going on with yourself. That's cool. Like, you know, like what if you're sniffing cocaine and smoking ice? Like, oh, you have to just be positive about it, man. Like, no, like that's unhealthy. You know what I mean?
How
So I
else do you
think-
bring down a country like this? You can't invade it because by the time you get to like the Appalachian Mountains, you're done. Jim Bob's gonna get you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So you
definitely.
got to do stuff like this to bring everybody unhealthy, mess up, the gender roles and stuff, and get
Yeah.
it down from the inside, and then everybody gets weak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I mean, you can say conspiracy all you want, but on paper, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you think about just even the TikTok algorithm, right? Like China's TikTok algorithm supposedly rewards science, mathematics, fitness,
Engineering. Yep.
engineering, being in shape, exercising.
Mhm.
Our TikTok like algorithm is like,
Dancing,
You know, it's like-
fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that's you just see chicks dancing and like it's
Got
crazy.
a
I
lot of
mean,
dancers.
Yeah, all of a sudden everybody's like dancing. And
Well, you know what it is, right? Because I think, and this has always been the United States, especially, we love entertainment.
we
Yeah.
do.
We are big on entertainment, and entertainers get paid a lot of money, whether it's professional sports, movie stars, singers. Americans love entertainment. Yes. And so I don't know how much Chinese love entertainment. I don't think so. They seem pretty serious, but I'm sure they have their entertainment, but not like us, like
What the government says is entertainment.
not, yeah, what the government says is entertainment, not like us. I mean, people spend a lot of money for entertainment, so that's definitely an American thing.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing too, is like with sports, like professional sports
Yep.
players, like
Yeah.
getting back to the whole steroid thing, is like, man, like me as a regular human being that doesn't have these gifts in like these sports, like I want to see some beast mode dudes hitting the baseball out the park.
That's right.
I don't want to see a guy hit a double.
Enhanced games.
Yeah,
That-
enhanced
Oh,
games,
when's that
dude.
going to take
Like
place?
let
Yeah.
them like just do it,
I don't
man.
know.
Like because I mean it's just going to make it more exciting for
Well, I
us.
love
They
it
got
when
the
like
best healthcare and
Mark
doctors.
McGuire was doing it,
That
Yeah,
shit was
for sure.
great.
when Sammy Sosa and Mark, man, that was the
Barry
best
Bonds, Sosa,
season.
McGuire.
Oh man,
Yeah,
with Barry
heck yeah.
Bonds,
Yeah.
that was the best baseball, man.
Those were
I was
flying off
watching
the
baseball back
Yeah.
then. I love
Yeah.
baseball back then.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I
They look
mean?
like a toothpick in their hand. They're just like
I loved it.
Like, yeah.
They were on some good stuff.
Yeah,
The
they were.
clear,
Then
the
what was it?
clear.
Like Jose Canseco ruined it for everybody.
Canseco, man.
He's the one that killed
Yeah,
it. After
yeah,
that, like
yeah.
in the Olympics, it started being a thing. He
Yeah,
kind of like I think screwed everybody over by just
Yeah, it was him.
yeah.
he was
He
mad.
could have just shut up and like it would have still
He
been
was
okay.
mad. He was trying to get
Yeah.
paid, I think. I don't
It
know.
was because a book he put out or whatever.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
book, and then he was trying to get paid, but whatever.
That's
But it's all
crazy.
good. But oh wait, one more thing. I was gonna say though, I thought about it. Actually, I think as a shoe salesman, you can make a lot of money
Yeah.
because shoe salesmen at like Nordstrom, like high-end
Oh,
shoe
that's
stores.
high end. That's
Yeah.
boutique.
That's not
No,
strip
but,
mall
no,
shoe
but you can
salesman.
but you can like, yeah, you can make six figures probably doing that.
I mean, I used to work in
I don't know
retail
what
for
Al
20
Bundy
years.
did. He work at like Keds or something? You remember Keds
It
back
was
in
a
the
very
day?
It was just for
low-
women's shoes.
Yeah,
It was just for women's shoes.
Yeah, it was like in a
Okay.
strip mall somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like some.
I don't know, but I was just
It wasn't Italian.
if a guy who's selling shoes sees this, he might be like, "Yo, dude, I make 150K, bro. You're wrong." I'm like, "Hey,
So I
there's
used to work at the store Chrome Hearts. It's in Waikiki.
Yeah.
So like luxury lifestyle boutique Chrome Hearts. Like
Yeah.
if you saw Gervonta Davis and his,
well, you did retail for a long
I
time.
did for like 20 years of my
Oh,
life.
shit.
Yeah, so like
There's the guy. Right
15 years at Chrome Hearts luxury retail. Like Gervonta Davis, his last boxing fight, he had Chrome Hearts
Yeah.
shorts and shoes on. I mean, Drake wears his shit and stuff too. But I mean, I know I have friends who worked at Chanel, Ala Moana, and Waikiki, and they made six figures as salespeople.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, shoe salesman. I mean, depending on the store you work at,
Mhm.
you could
can.
possibly do
Okay.
that. I mean, they sell more than shoes at Chanel though. So
Yeah, of course.
So speaking of
Easy.
sales,
Yeah.
tell us about your supplement line. How did that get started? What influenced you? What supplements do you have, and all the good stuff?
oh, yeah, right on. So like totally forgot about that right now. But your Meditative Energy Supplements is the brand name, and I named it that because like working out for us is like a very meditative part of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we work hard all day, and we all just kind of daydream and look forward to that 60 to 90 minutes that we get to go to the gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just put our earphones in, be in the moment, and just meditate on that workout, you know?
Mm.
So that was the whole thought process behind that name of the company. I started it back in 2020, I believe, back in COVID when we were locked down. I didn't have anything else to do.
Right.
So I was just like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just try and start a little supplement company. I just want to make a pre-workout and a creatine product. And that's what I started off with. And I mean, everybody loved my pre-workout. It tasted really good. We sold it down at Designer Body. And actually Mai Tai, you know Mai Tai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, old school bodybuilder, friends with Mark. I worked at Designer Body on Mondays, and he would just like school me on all these supplements. And it wasn't even like workout supplements. Like it's surprisingly, like Mai Tai is really into like the longevity stuff now, herbs and like vitamins and all that kind of stuff. So he would just go pick up the Pickley Prayer pear bottle, and I'm going to talk to you about it. And he'd tell me all this stuff about this random stuff, But yeah, I just wanted to create supplements for people for that time of day, when they go to the gym, and they could kind of use that at that time of the day, like the creatine, a multivitamin. So I kept it simple, small, humble, locally owned company.
Yeah.
Meditative Energy Supplements at Designer Body in Kaka'ako. Check it out. But yeah, that's the whole thing with that, was Mai Tai inspiring me to do that. So
What's your saying on there? Meditate.
it's a peace, love, muscle, meditate. Yeah, because
Peace, love, muscle, meditate.
yeah, like bodybuilding brings us peace. You know what I mean? Like I got love for bodybuilding. We're trying to build muscle, and we meditate during our workouts. So that's the whole theme behind that t-shirt right there.
I
Peace,
like
love,
that.
muscle, meditate. I'm trying to stray away from the typical gym douchebag, like raw beast mode. Like I feel like there's enough of that. Like, and I'm all for that too. Like I like that stuff too. But I feel there's an oversaturation of that energy in the gym, and I'm just trying to bring a different energy to the culture. What I'm saying.
It looks like
die, die. Train hard, die, die.
Intensity,
Yeah, I know.
train
insane.
I know. Intensity. Train. What is it? Oh yeah. Weak minds die. Look at this guy. This is the mutant. Like this is the complete opposite of you. Weak minds die. Yeah.
so like as far as your stuff, I mean your shirts, I see a little bit of it. It to me it looks like you bring a little bit of that b-boy stuff, hip hop stuff
Yeah, for
into
sure.
into
Oh,
your
and all the
design.
fonts.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So the
fonts and
font,
stuff.
yeah, that's the font that we used to use for our crew, Red Eye Jedi's, like I said back in the day, and it's inspired by like the Rocksteady crew back in the day.
Yep.
They
That's
used
what
to
it
use
looks like.
they used to use that font, skill
Old
methods,
English.
that old English font. Like so, I
Yeah.
mean, Rocksteady. I mean, that was like those were the dudes.
Yeah,
you know what
those
I mean?
are the dudes.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that's the inspiration behind the font. I know a lot of other fitness brands use that font now, but my shit's a little different. Yeah, for sure. Comes from a different place. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, yeah.
So do you sell the shirts as part of your line as well, or is it just
I've just been giving them out to friends here and there, but I do sell them down at Designer Body in Kaka'ako too. I have a website, medidativeenergysupplements.com. You can check them out on there too. I got my creatine and my multivitamin. I don't sell the pre-workout anymore because people don't realize, but pre-workouts have like a lot of pump ingredients in them, and those like hold water. So once that pre-workout hits the humidity in Hawaii, and you have 1,000 pre-workouts, dude, you better sell that shit fast. You know what I'm saying? Or else the shit starts clumping up. So it's like I chose to stick to the pills and got away from the powders. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Those products don't last on the shelves
yeah,
very
they don't,
long,
man. And then once they're clumped up,
once they're clumped, I mean, could you sell them still? Would you able to or no?
I mean, no,
people don't want them
at a really discounted price. But even at that, they'd I'd just rather buy the
people
regular
just don't
one,
want it. Yeah,
so
that's the problem.
Yeah, so if you don't sell it fast enough, I mean, luckily I always sold them fast enough. I bought them in smaller quantities, but yeah, that shit like turns into rocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, it was a good one today. I mean, we talked about all
we
kinds of
talked-
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
certainly.
good.
Guaranteed.
That's cool stuff, man.
Thanks for hanging with us for the hour and a half, everybody.
Yeah.
It was a little longer today.
That was good though.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Because I mean, I'm
Of
here
course.
every day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say it anyway. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and also where can people find you?
They can find me. My Instagram is at Saifsky1 on Instagram. My Instagram for my supplement company is at MES Supplements. And you can find me at the gym, Iron Hawaii Fitness.
Send me the IG
That's
for the
right.
supplements. I'll put it in the description. I'll put all of his information in the description in the box below.
Right on.
And yeah, this is so you guys see that this is going to be the new location in the gym. Now we have the new sign, and part of the reason why I think this podcast ran longer too is because I have the air conditioner unit in here, and it's actually kind of nice in here now. So I was like, yeah, I don't mind sitting here. So that's why. So this is our new spot. Hey, just like the gym, constantly upgrading the podcast. This is what episode is this? 6? Number 6, you see, it's constantly upgrading, guys. So we're gonna keep growing this thing. And like I said, my goal is to have 25 followers and then
He literally upgraded that
Uh,
wall 2
I know.
hours ago.
I know. I just painted the wall. This is what I do. I just painted this wall black. It used to be red. So yeah, 25, and in the next few years, maybe I can hit 100. Okay, that's my goal. I'm dreaming about it. I'm focusing on it. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, and we'll see you guys next time. Paradise Pump. Aloha.